My boy gonna show y'all, man. My boy gonna show y'all. Y'all gonna stop playing with my boy. Y'all gonna put some respect on my boy name.
Right.
I put a lot of respect on his name, man. He
Yeah.
don't know it as much, but I do.
But yeah, I can't get right. It's easy to spend the money on your house shit to me, cause like I look at it like that's the place that I spend the most time in. That has to be the most comfortablest place that I'm at. More
And
so,
like you said, like it's kind of like an investment. Like, all right, the patio was cool, okay, but shit, now you got chairs, you got shit to put your feet up on, and then I got the flies out of there, and damn, I changed out the TV in the bedroom, and
I
yeah,
need to
cause
get
they
somebody goddamn flies, man. These flies is crazy.
man,
I
what
can't
the
get them
fuck?
all
Where
over.
that
I can't
shit
even
came
sleep.
from? Is it
I
like
don't know.
it's like this shit got worse or something? Then it's like
I've
a
been
new.
thinking. I've been thinking if I should sit my garbage can in the front yard, like by the garage, but I don't know if that's gonna fix nothing. Cause I
Nah, I
wanted this
know
garbage.
it. Cause mine ain't back. Mine, I don't have no trash. My trash can in my garage, but nigga, it be a ton of flies, and I feel like I don't remember that shit like that.
I don't think it was like that last summer, fool.
It's like them
I
bitches that
just
got
don't think
worse.
it was. It's like I've never had that problem before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, cause think about it. We ain't never
Fly
talked about, man.
Mageddon.
We've been coordinating on how to get fly traps. And
Yes.
what's crazy is the one that I got, man. That bitch worked brilliantly. It stank, but it worked brilliant. But I closed it and I just opened it up yesterday, man. We had to close that bitch after like a minute, fool. That shit smelled 22 times worse than when you opened it in this thing. Like
I still didn't even open mine yet.
that shit smell like 22 dead fish in that bitch.
I
Is it like a
closed
sticky
mine.
trap
Yeah.
or is it some kind of
No,
liquid shit?
it's like a little tube with water and shit in it. You pour the content in it and lift it up. The flies go in it, but they can't get back out of it.
Yeah.
It's not a good
But
idea.
the flies be just around it too. But yeah, like mine's probably got like 100 dead flies
Man,
in
that
there,
shit
and
worked
I
quick, bro.
closed it. Yeah, but yeah, shit, I don't know. I ain't opened mine back up yet, but
I got a couple of them little sticky traps. I still didn't even put them up yet. Nigga just
I don't
want
know if the sticky
who I
trap
went to because I
really
was
work.
set out there yesterday. It felt so good outside when it was right before it was about to storm.
Yeah,
Felt
that's when I was
amazing
out
out
there. That's when I was out there firing up the grill. And at first, it wasn't no flies out there. I think because it had been raining and it was close to raining. You know what I'm saying? And then as I was out there, the sun started coming out, and them bitches came out of nowhere. About 100 of them bitches.
Man, I'm just gonna get me a old bucket, old like metal bucket, and burn me a rag or something. Do it old school. That'll get rid of
Fire.
that.
Fire gonna
Those
get rid
little
of everything?
citronella candles that's supposed to get rid of mosquitoes that don't help on flies.
Hell no. I got
Hell
them bitches sitting
nah,
out
they
there
be
just
sitting
going.
on the damn candle.
Mm-hmm. Them and mosquitoes chilling, having a conversation. Who gonna take over the party, me or you?
Let's jump them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hey, you know it ain't shit to talk about when we talking about flies, goddamn it.
Got it. Flymageddon. It's Flymageddon around this motherfucker.
Nigga, well, how you was week? Well, shit, I was chasing flies all week, but y'all niggas so bad.
Coming up with goddamn something to fix my problem.
Damn, boy, it's rough out here, ain't it?
Hard
Shit, we might as well get to it. Here we go. You tuning in to the Dummies podcast. I'm Stop.
I'm Joe.
And I'm Hootie, nigga.
And we back like we never left, because like we say every week, we never leave. It's episode 92. Still climbing up. We still in the middle of a pandemic, man. And so we just gonna still give our love to all the people that's on the front lines, man, fighting, all the nurses, the doctors who are putting in endless time, man, to try to fight this pandemic that we're under, man. We love y'all, appreciate y'all work that y'all doing. I actually follow a lot of nurses. And just to see them, a lot of them be in good spirits, man, despite working all these long hours, wearing all that equipment and masks and stuff on, man. So, again, shouts out to y'all. Y'all are real heroes during this time, man. As always, everybody, I hope y'all out there being safe, practicing social distancing. I know they not, but I hope they are. You know what I'm saying? I don't know where we at with the hoop.
Watching motherfuckers not social distance. We
That
seeing
is
bars
true.
having re-grand openings and niggas just in that bitch crowded, having a blast, having a ball, not one mask.
It's like you see that shit and you be wondering, am I the one tripping? Maybe I need to go party.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I don't think I'm tripping, man, because we still see day in, day out numbers getting worse and worse and worse. We setting records every single day. So to me, no.
I size my shit up. Like I was talking to a partner of mine, and they was like, "Well, I'm not scared of the pandemic." Da 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 da. I'm not scared of it either, but I'm not doing unnecessary shit. Like for me, drinking at the bar is not necessary for me. I know for other people it's different, but for me, I got Woodford at home. I got everything I need. I got beer at home. There's no need for me to go out to drink at the risk of what you could possibly catch. I'm cool. I'm just good.
Especially since I was in the bar person before the pandemic, I go have a drink or two maybe and complain about the price. I can give me a whole bottle for that price. So yeah,
Right. Especially fuck around and get some. Man, you know how much this little much Woodford be? Nigga, some place I had that bitch for $15.
Yeah.
I'm good on that.
That's
But
how we
I
had
don't know.
that double.
Maybe it is just to a point too. Cause shit, my sister in Miami right now.
Yeah.
I would never in a million years be in Miami right now. The epicenter of the pandemic. No way on that. But you know what I'm saying? Some people braver than others. Some willing to take those chances. Some just gonna be more safe. I stay on that more safe side.
And I was having a conversation and I was just saying how like I understand it. Some people not like I'm a homebody, so it don't bother me anymore. Some people not like that. And I ain't judging nobody or nothing like that. I just hope that if you going out, you being at least safe about it. But you know what I'm saying? To make sure we not spreading shit. But you know, like some people just don't like being in the house. And so for some people, like they mental and shit getting all discombobulated, man, being in here this long. We've been in this bitch since March. For me, I'm cool. You know, this is my comfort. But for other people, I understand that, you know, maybe it's not so easy. I just urge and hope that if they are going out and going to these places, man, just make sure they do the best to be as safe as possible. But some, like you said, who we not seeing that with some people. They ass free and kicking it.
You can kind of understand it a little bit because they get so much misinformation. They don't know if they should stay home, they're gonna be fine. If they go out and wear a mask, it's gonna be fine. If they don't wear a mask, it's gonna be fine. Stay away from people, it's gonna be fine.
Every week it changed. Turn your air off. What the fuck you mean turn my air off?
That one I wasn't falling for. That's the risk I was taking.
that was the straw right there. I'm not turning my motherfucking air off. Y'all need
if this
it's on surfaces. Everybody Lysol and bleached all the surfaces. Oh, it's not on surfaces. Oh, it's airborne. Well, fuck if it's airborne, how the fuck I'ma miss it?
You get it from smoking. No. Smokers are resistant to it. Like it's like, bitch.
The CDC made Lysol more money than they ever thought they was gonna make. And with that surface shit and then non-surface shit, had Lysol booming. Couldn't find it nowhere. But I don't know. My week was cool, man. My week was all right, man. I felt a little bit normal this week. When I got a haircut for the first time. For the first time since March. Since March, goddamn. But in there, that
nigga was in the truck. That nigga said, "Man, I don't think I'm gonna go."
I'm about to leave, fool. And the whole time in there, I was nervous as shit. And when I walked out, I was like, I ain't getting, unless we go back to work, I ain't getting another one till New Year's. So shit, I'm good. I did that. And then I went and got an MRI. And the nigga got an old man. Cause you know my back had been hurt, man.
Dummies.
Back had been hurt. I went and got an haircut. I went and got an MRI. That nigga
like it was the same.
I do that shit every day, goddamn. I just went and got an MRI.
Got a bulging something in my back. I don't know. I'm supposed to go see a specialist.
Disc?
Yeah, they say they see some swelling and some bulging, some stuff.
So you follow my advice that I told you to do 2 months ago, and it might be an issue.
It might not be either, because for the most of it, if that is the issue, then the key is rest. So, but I still got to go see a specialist tomorrow. I'm probably going to extend it for one more week because I'm tired of going into the doctor's office. To get an MRI, that's the dumbest shit in the world. They make you take your fucking mask off. So wouldn't y'all want to give me a mask or something? Because they may have little metal particles or something. So just shit like that, I'm trying to stay away from doctor's offices too.
Yeah.
Why don't your mask have a metal?
Because like those blue medical masks.
It's a metal.
The little pinch in those. Yeah.
Some of them, like a lot of them have, like right at that bridge, got a metal.
I got one that got that. Yeah. So okay, I get that.
So what they told you at the doctor? You need to chill out for a minute.
Well, I got to go see a specialist tomorrow because the MRI said they saw some swelling. It's possible that it's bulging, so they're gonna send me to a specialist. And that's why I was trying to avoid going to all of these fucking doctors and just go to the one main doctor. But they got to refer you to someone.
Nigga spent all this money and he could have just listened to me.
No, I had to. I told you I had to go to my primary because they wouldn't.
No, you don't, Hood. I keep telling you that. But that's a different topic, not for everybody.
I'm going to tell you what I did. I called my doctor. I said, can y'all refer me to somewhere to get an MRI without coming in? You know what they told me? No, we cannot. Your insurance says you have to come in, you have to get referred. And all they did was once they referred me, the MRI people are referring me to somebody else.
Yes, because they want your copay. So they're going to tell you that.
I ain't have them but the first time.
They finessed Huda.
Yes, but
They told
your
they told who
insurance,
to, they told who to give him $100. They'll give him 800 back next week.
right?
Nope. I paid $25. Goddamn. It's just a hassle of going. For me, it wasn't the money because I only paid $25 the whole time. It's just the having to go from this doctor to that doctor to that doctor.
Yes, but they made about 200-300,
I don't
and
care what
yeah,
they
you
make.
had to pay 25. But yeah, your insurance doesn't require that. But cool. I'm glad you're getting the help that I tried to ask you to get months ago.
Well, you do have a lot of experience with breaking shit, so I'm gonna listen to you next time.
Hey, take your ass over there with damn, what's my man at St. Vincent's? Dr. Andrews, yeah.
Yeah.
Get you right.
Who the dude need to chill out though? That nigga won't chill though. You tell him like, hey, who do you? He be like, my back hurting. Then next second, I just ran 7 miles. Like, nigga, that's why your back still hurting. Like, you gotta chill out on that back for that back.
No. He would say his back hurt, and then he'd be like, "Oh, I just did squats." Huh?
I've been chilling. I'm for real. Like the last 3 weeks, I've been chilling. I ain't been running for real. Maybe once in the last 3 weeks.
Maybe what you do to goddamn combat the shit that you do. Wait, go on keto or something for like 2-3 weeks while you goddamn since you can't run or something.
That's what I've been doing.
There you go.
Intermittent fasting and little body weight shit.
Nah, there you go. How your week was, Joe?
My week was cool. Pretty dope week. I want to start. Todd not here. We sending prayers to the Todds and Lumsey family.
Definitely.
You just send prayers, prayers up.
That's it.
It was besides that, I had went and grabbed a drink with DJ for his birthday outside. Social
birthday,
little DJ head ass. But besides that, just shit. Being married and
Nigga sound like he did shit.
and he trying to make it like he did something. He like, yeah, just say it. You ain't did shit.
I said on this side of the sofa.
yeah.
I woke up. I went to sleep.
Woke up, went to work. Yeah.
You ain't grill nothing this week, cuz? Nothing on the grill?
I put some on. Oh no, my little sister was here this week. That was cool. She just left Friday. I put some on the grill like maybe Wednesday or Thursday. Put like a half a slab of ribs. Courtney made the sides, and we just rocked it out like that. But that was cool having her here for probably about 10 days. So that was cool. But yeah.
I don't know if I can deal with my sister for 10 days, boy. Sheesh.
Well, your sister older though. You can't really tell. Cause like I told y'all in the group, like I was about to put her ass out. Like, nigga, your ass can't wash dishes. You got to go.
That nigga gonna put his sister out. That nigga, that tough.
In the pandemic.
Hey, I would fill your car up for your ass to go back to Mobile. Bye.
When she report to school?
She a RA, so she had to go Friday early.
She pulled that Cooks, huh?
Yeah. I thought that shit was stupid, but
do they live for free?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, they live for free and get a check.
Hell, that's good out the shit. Sign me up.
No, not the RA part. I'm talking about going back now.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, but the RA part cool. But she a little older. That I think this is her 3rd year. You kind of do 2 years in a dorm and get out for the most part. But shit, that's saving a lot of money. So
they have any
3 years already.
This her 3rd year.
They got any kind of safety precautions like the dorm can't have maximal amount of people live there?
It's you have to get tested within 3 days, and if you test positive, they put you on the side with other positive people for 10 days.
They got a ward? Goddamn, they got a COVID ward at school.
You don't want to go on that side.
Hell no.
Yeah, pretty much.
They combining them powers in there over that bitch.
But I think this shit crazy because like, all right, do they got a separate elevator that only they use or
same staircase? Yeah, they same staircase.
And if it's in the same door, that's the same air circulating, ain't it? That's like the cruise ship air, ain't it?
They definitely need to turn up the AC in that.
It seemed that way, but our president said young people can't transmit it, and it don't really affect them.
That's the
So,
person to quote, but I feel you.
like, I mean, even though he's an idiot, don't get me wrong. You just like what we said. You just don't know. Like, she can't come back here after going there,
For
but
how long? 14 days?
hell no, she could just go keep getting it. Shit, you can't come back here for a while. I'd love to see you. Hey, I'll see you Christmas maybe.
Well, I'm glad they finally started to put that shit out there that they was giving these younger kids, which is backwards if you go by based off what he said. They're giving the younger kids to go to school virtually. I think they should give colleges that same opportunity. If the
Right.
younger kids are the ones who are, as he would say, doesn't transmit it as easy, I would think it would be the other way around. But I just think all of them should have that option to, you know what I'm saying, go to school virtually, especially college.
What your week was like? Stop.
I'm not gonna even hold you up. I'm not even gonna lie.
Same
I
old
did
thing.
nothing, and I'm not gonna waste nobody's time after that. It was just a normal ass week.
You
I
grill?
did,
What you grill?
huh?
You grill? What you grill?
Oh man,
That nigga
I put a little steak. I did put some steak on the grill yesterday. I put steak, chicken wings, and corn. You know, the corn, the vegetables, skewers or whatever them shits called. And that was really it. Shit came out good. Actually, my steak. You know, I'm getting pretty good at this shit, man. Only thing is, I'm not gonna proclaim to be the world's griller. I know you niggas like to beat your chest on it. I'm learning, but I will say, I'm pretty trill. I think I'm like a natural. You know what I'm saying? I think this shit just kind of come natural to me, and that's what I'm starting to learn. Uh,
steak look like it would taste like rubber.
hey, I don't say what you want, but I bet you that shit tastes good. It's just certain shit that you just supposed to automatically know how to do. I'm just a natural cook, nigga. Fuck
I'm
out
not
of
the
here.
best steak griller. I am good, very good at grilling. But steaks kind of be iffy for me.
I'm good at the basics.
You know what I think? Well, I don't know. I got to get better at managing that damn fire. I'm not
I
that.
just, I ain't gonna lie, I wing it every time. I just put some charcoal in that bitch, fire it up, and I
Oh,
wing
we know you wing
it.
it.
300 or 500? Which
That
one
nigga
you
put a whole bag of charcoal in that bitch that day.
Dummy.
300 or 500? I know how to move the food around.
With lighter fluid. It's okay.
Yeah,
Max, goddamn who. But nah, you know, all in all, man, good week. I keep saying it. I know Todd say this, you know, echoing Todd, like, and I'm sorry, but the weeks go by tremendously fast. Like you literally go in there and you look up and it's Friday again. You know what I'm saying? Which I don't know if that's a good thing. I don't know if it's a bad thing. We talked about this before. The good thing is about it is hopefully that's getting us quicker out of this pandemic. The bad thing about it is life is still passing us by and we stuck. That's one of the things that I think about. We talked about this before on the pod, but like it's just that life is passing us by. It's March. We came basically to this state in March, and now it's about to be August, and we still in the same state. And it's kind of like, damn, like people ain't being able to see their family members. You know, you're watching people, you know, family pass away, and you're not getting to spend that quality time with people that you might want to spend time with. You know, and that's kind of sad. You know, and it can fuck with your head, but I don't know,
that's the
man.
biggest thing for me. I ain't been able to go home. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's just to go home, just to chill out for a little bit, and I ain't been able to go.
Right.
I got to see my folks. We had met up in Pensacola because Courtney was working in Mobile. So that was cool. But besides that, yeah, haven't been able to, like, you don't know how much you miss it till you can't do it.
Right.
Like, you know, I don't go home that often. Like, I'm more of a Mardi Gras, maybe Mother's Day, Christmas, something else type person. Now, like, damn, I really want to go home.
That's the
And
last time I went.
and even seeing like your friends or not even like even getting up with them, but stock with, you know, and I'm pretty sure it's the same way for you who like when you go to New Orleans, you know you're gonna see somebody you ain't chopped it up with in a minute. So that just be cool. Like you go to the hood Walmart, it's like a damn family reunion. You're gonna see somebody in there, but like not being able to do that, or now with a mask on, like I don't know, I was in Publix, I don't know who I was talking to. But they was like, yeah, good seeing. Yeah, I was like,
I was
yeah.
about to say, fool, that CTE be kicking in because that shit. I always see somebody that knows me that I'm supposed to know. I went to school with them, but I be like, yeah,
Yeah,
I
I'm
who I
super
was talking
that shit, man. That CTE be on overload. Like it be so many people that I know, and
Can't think of the name.
I'd be like, I hope I don't have to introduce them because I don't know the name and shit. So,
Mm-hmm.
but like speaking of like what you were saying, can't get right bumping into people. I had bumped into a couple of people that I know, like I know these are my people, but you know what I'm saying? Like you know how like you rock with them, but you ain't seen them in a minute. And normally it would have been hugs and what's up, what's up? And it
Yeah.
was like we all talked about how awkward it was. We was like, hey, we did a little L5 and you know what I'm saying? I couldn't really embrace them like I wanted to. It was a quick conversation. And as they left, it kind of felt like, damn, that was weird.
Very.
You know that's not how you normally would agree to them, but at the same time, it's the times that we under. So
And like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want people to think I'm fake, but when I see people and I just, give them the elbow, like, it ain't because I'm being fake. It's just, shit, I'm trying to just be safe.
yeah.
And you're a little fake.
Oh,
Yeah. I don't really like people.
it's probably a lot of fake in that nigga shit.
I have a club. Well, no, I don't think I'm fake. I don't think y'all would think I'm fake. Like, the people that I don't like know that I don't like them.
I beg to
So
differ.
that's not fake.
But we won't stay that long.
You covered it up with something. It happens.
This week, Jeff Bezos, man, we talk about this nigga all the time, man. He added a record $13 billion in a single day to his fortune. Not only did he do that, his ex-wife added 4.6 billion to her fortune, which makes her the 13th richest person in the world. I don't know if y'all saw this. I know we talk about, all the shit that we've been ordering. So it's easy to see maybe why Amazon is adding more shit to it. But my man added $13 billion to his net worth or to his fortune in 24 hours.
I think I might have contributed half of that. I ain't been doing nothing but ordering nothing bullshit from Amazon.
I know I contributed a lot to Amazon. But you know what's crazy about Amazon? I go out there and have packages for Amazon, but you rarely, if it ain't Sunday, only time I see an Amazon delivery person is on Sunday. Other than that, I don't know what the fuck happened when Amazon come deliver shit.
Mine be UPS or FedEx. Mine be various people depending on how quick it's gonna come.
Man, you never see the Amazon delivery people. Them niggas goddamn invisible or some shit.
Well, yeah, they pretty much just go ring the doorbell or maybe not and just go. But on Sundays, yeah, they got a contract with the post office. So that's kind of the post office people delivering on Sunday. So they more of like, let me ring the doorbell.
They don't know how to hide.
I've never seen an Amazon person.
No, you're not. You're gonna open the door and then your package gonna be on the ground. And be like, what the fuck?
Especially where y'all stay. They consider my shit a business, so they ring the bell. But like where y'all stay in actual houses.
Well, what I'm saying is mine is always a FedEx person, never the person in the Amazon truck, so to say. Because I see this is where I work from, and I'm right here at the window all day, so I see them drop it off, but it's never the Amazon, so to say, mail person.
I mean, they give them they actually keeping them without that Amazon contract. I don't know if the postal office stay open.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, FedEx too, stuff like that. Because ain't nobody ordering from that shit. Amazon.
I guess it makes sense. They're more so probably in the more city areas, whereas in these little outskirt areas, probably.
Yeah, what Dez just said too, because they contract out. So a lot of that shit they probably do drop off. Do be like your post office.
Had a lady pulled up in the minivan and dropped some shit off for me last week. For real, a lady in the minivan got there. Like, what the fuck? She was weird.
Yeah, but that shit crazy too to see that his wife added 4.6 billion to her empire. So they basically, if he grows, she grow.
Right.
But how and why?
She should have
probably
got
back. Probably the divorce settlement. I know she got money, but she probably got some shares and stake in the company too.
Probably had to without the divorce though, because she kind of helped him launch that shit. So
yeah, she did.
He was initially in it, no matter what.
Don't make money off me after I divorce your ass. Get a lump sum.
But what if I help you make that money initially? Like she sold.
She wasn't shooting with that nigga in the gym.
She was.
She was. That's one person that kind of deserved a little bit of it.
So
And once you start talking about billions, like, does it really matter?
She should have to pay him back. Fuck that. All that money she got, pay him back.
they talk about that shit a lot. Do y'all think that there's some that's crazy that they are able to take half a profit off of earnings that were made while y'all was married?
While you were married,
Hers a little different because she was active in it. I think she started the bookstore, whatever, where this started from. She was active in it. Like, if you're a basketball player, like Michael Jordan, because I don't really want to use Kobe, for example, but Michael Jordan, like, what did you do to get all these millions and billions of dollars as a wife?
they don't care.
Okay, yes, you was there. You probably took care of the kids, and you should be compensated for that.
Mhm.
But
I don't think that.
I was paying for everything then. You weren't paying for nothing. You just had to take care of the kids. You didn't have to go to work. You didn't have to do anything. Why should you deserve half of my money?
Because I think so. And I got reasons why. Do I think you should get half? No. Do I think you're gonna get half and you deserve it? Probably so, for the simple fact that I leave that on that basketball player. If you're in that position and you get married and you don't have a prenup, then I think that's on you. But if that lady's with you during all of those times, then yeah, she probably should
Yeah.
get half. I think it's up to you to protect yourself.
And I think I want to say
I would have a prenup. I'm sorry.
I'm no lawyer or nothing, but I think how it goes is I want to say that whatever you create or gain while y'all were married is up for grabs. And it's hard to argue like what you said with Jordan, that talent was there already. And it was gonna do what it was gonna do regardless. But you know, you gotta attribute some of the moves being made could have been support. Maybe she said, hey, go do this or do that, because they do give a lot of support in the background or even up front, chick.
That's probably
That they always get credit for. So I can understand sometimes how they do have. Now, as a person, like y'all saying with Bezos or Bezos, however you say his name, I'm still a billionaire. I'm still the world's billionaire. And if had to give her $13 billion out of my worth, then I'm still the world's richest man. Like it
doesn't matter. It's just a number at that point. Yeah.
And most of the time, if you've had love for them and they got your kids and stuff like that, you want them to be taken care of.
And it was never no disagreements. That shit didn't go on for long periods of time. They got it over. He paid it and he was done with it. So he never had no gripes with it. So
and 9 times out of 10, when you talk about them type of people, they can still buy whatever they want, and it's not going to change anything. But you leaving that to your kids, which at the end of the day, if she leave half of your money to the kids and you leave half, they still get it.
It's like
you can't spend billions of dollars. You
you be mad when it's your fault? Like if you got caught cheating and it's all out.
You can't be mad about that.
Yeah, and you can't what I'm saying. Like I know with me when I was going through, it'd be a fine line. Now, let me give some transparency. I can't talk about the money part, but I'm just talking about like when I was going through the custody situation stuff.
$1,300, nigga.
It was times where things came up where I felt like, now I know if it was me, she'll bam my ass right here. But I'm like, man, I should bam my ass. But I'm like, nah, I ain't gonna do it because it ain't in you. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't really you. So you just it be times where you be thinking like, nah,
we just want the basics.
But
we just want the basics.
Yeah, that's it.
But the difference is like, who brought up $1,300? Let's just say that's the number. That affects all of us. Mm-hmm. Like a month. That's gonna change how you can do stuff.
It does.
You talking about Bezos? Him giving $13 billion doesn't affect him at all.
It's I think I was reading. I don't know how accurate this is, so y'all can correct me next week, later, or however. But I was reading with Adele settlement, Buddy getting more than shit.
Now that's crazy.
Like I want to say her net worth might have been like $68 million or some shit, and he getting like $50 million or something.
No, I think he's getting like 113, and she worth 150.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
yeah. I
just didn't know the numbers. I just know that he's getting way more than. But by the time she get through, he's gonna be worth more than her off of her net worth.
Definitely don't agree because I ain't heard that nigga sing one song.
That's the white guy or the black guy? Which one was he married to?
the white guy thing. I think it was a white guy.
Okay. Damn.
Hey, talking about Adele, somebody said her new album coming out and she better still sound fat.
Get him. Y'all come get him again. He going to it again. Come get his ass.
No, because she's skinny now.
I know. I just hope it sounds good. I don't know what it sounds good or bad because I never listened to any of it. But
You just gotta let him do what he do.
Yeah,
Hey, speaking of sucker shit, while we talk about sucker shit,
sucker shit.
yeah, because him getting that amount and
Sucker shit, I don't think.
yeah, that's sucker shit. Because he ain't do any of that.
He don't control the amount he get. He ain't the judge.
I damn sure take it. Give me all of it, Judge.
Hey, take it cool. But
What if she found out she crushed his homeboy?
Hey,
Sucker shit.
See?
Can I get on to my topic, please? Look, why niggas was so hurt about not getting women's shoes?
You gotta ask them niggas, man.
Off-white Jordans.
Them off-white Jordan 4s that only came out in women's. Yes, and
so they were letting off size 13s, so a man who was size 11 could get them.
No, I think in the men's, the biggest size you could wear is like maybe a 10 and a half.
And so that's like a 8.5 for real. Because the women.
No, they had maybe a women's 13, but that's like a
11.
Yeah. So, but I think it was like a women's. It went up to women's 12. Okay. So in men's size, it would be equivalent to like a 10.
I don't think that's nothing new though. I think like it's been certain shoes that were women that niggas been getting for the longest. Mm-hmm. That was J's and stuff like that.
I don't think the shoe matters so much. I just think it's sucker shit to be on the internet crying about shoes selling out in general. To me,
that's what I was saying. Well, that was my point. Okay, some women's shoes kind of be like, all right, I would wear those, but it's just the whining about it. Like back in the day, if you didn't get a pair of shoes, you just didn't get them.
I think you
cool. I'll get the next pair.
You got it on your chest. You need to let them niggas know, cuz. When the last time y'all went after a shoe that was gonna be a tight release like that?
I won some. Those types like that I've never won because I don't think regular people can win those.
I've never not got the shoe that I wanted though. Like not the one that I wanted. So I can't really. I think maybe once, but like Ken Gilray said, it was like fuck that shoe. Okay, cool.
When the last breads came out before the most recent one?
But they called everything bread. So which one are you talking about?
I think you're talking about the black and white patent leather ones when they came out. Yeah. It was the Christmas time edition.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. See, that ain't something like because it's so popular and my age now, I don't even want those.
Because you done had them.
Yeah, I done had them, and it's just like that shit almost kind of corny now.
There's no shoe right now that I have to go wait in line for or be pressed about getting. I'm at that point where if I see some shoes I like, I get those, even if they some
I didn't totally change. Like, I just recently got rid of all of my. I got rid of probably about 13 pair of J's, 13 pair of shoes, and it wasn't really because I don't like. Because I was attached to them. The shit was extra hard in the sense to try to get rid of. But I'm at a point now. Like, all I want is them Air Force. I want them Air Max 1s. That's all I want. And I hate that I can't get multiple colors of them because they only have so many of them. But hey Nike, if you listening, because you know we have power. Nike, if you listening, make more colors of that Nike Air Max 1, please. I will buy every last color of them bitches just because I like them. For me, for my age range, they nice and comfortable. I remember being young, looking at niggas in they like late 30s, early 40s, and they have on them little Nikes and shit. And I'm like, wait. I used to look at them like they was fresh back then, but I wasn't, I wanted J's at that time. Yeah. But now all I want is the Air Max 1.
Sorry, my dog barking.
You know what I'm saying? And so like, I see people with them J's and shit. I don't be getting mad or mind what it is that they doing. Cause I hate when people jump on the internet and be like, y'all in line for J's, but you ain't gonna be in line to vote. So fucking what? We could probably find something in your life that you do that ain't beneficial. But for me, I'm not jumping in no line to get nothing. No shit.
Men just shouldn't be whining over no goddamn because you didn't get this shoe. Nigga, so what? And if you are true, like I hate the word sneakerhead. I could be called a sneakerhead, but I would never call myself one. But like, if your collection like that, like all of us are, we all got multiple quadruple pairs, different shoes. Who cares?
Hey, look, I had sent my partner a video, and the shit was kind of crazy because I sent him a video. What I was showing him was the closet. And the nigga say, "Man, you need to get your shoe game up." I look. I said, "Bro, I just got rid of." Like in my head, I'm thinking like, "Nigga, I just got rid of 13 pair of shoes." And now I'm like, "Nigga, I'm not competing, nigga."
I'm
You know how many
solidified.
shoes in the closet, nigga? Fuck that, nigga. I don't care about no damn shoes like that.
Yeah,
Like it was a competition.
I'm solidified. Like people know what in my 20s, in our 20s, like we were shoe guys. We had every pair.
Let's just say I got 50 pair of shoes in my closet. Just throw a number down. I might wear 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Exactly, fool. That's the main reason why I realized that it was time to let go of that shit, because I got some bronze in there. I only wore them one time.
I remember the green one. They're the green one.
Nigga, I wore that bitch at that mixtape release party that I had, and I have not worn them whole since.
$150, that was $200 shoes there.
$200 shoes. One time. That's just crazy. And at my age now, I'm okay with that. I understand when you're younger, shit, do your thing, man. Be a sneakerhead, man. Have fun. I did shit too. But now I'm just
Get out. Go.
And that shit kind of blew me when my homeboy was like, "You need to get your shoe game up."
But see, it's like even the shoe game is weird now because of all the internet shit. Like when we was doing it, like you had to be kind of cool. You had to like know somebody worked at Foot Locker to make sure you got it.
Well, I had to go wait. I used to get up. I ain't even gonna lie. I used to get up at 4, 5 in the morning and go wait in line.
Oh, you had to do that, but that's something I did a mini Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
A mini Saturday, but like now these kids, and then they just be like, "Oh man, I didn't win the lottery." Shut the fuck up. Get your weak ass up and go sit in line. Like that's because you really wanted them, and you wasn't there to resell them and shit like that.
Don't be mad at
the them hoes.
Don't be mad at the kids. Be mad at the adults who are mad.
Oh yeah, I'm mad at these dumbass adults, not the kids. Yeah.
Did y'all see, man? It's some weird shit going on, man. We already know COVID and all the other weird shit that's going on. But people are reportedly receiving unsolicited packages from China that has nothing but seeds in it. That shit sound crazy. The USDA don't know what the fuck the seeds are. They're urging people not to plant them. Don't put them in the ground because they're trying to test them to figure out what these seeds are. Like it's unknown packages, and there's been a lot of them. It's been around. I think they said what it was, Virginia, the Virginia area, Maryland area. They just been getting, and it's been a rash of people just receiving these seeds. So to y'all out there, if y'all ever get a package with some seeds in it, better get rid of that shit because they don't know what the fuck it is. I don't know if y'all saw that, but I just thought it was weird, especially the times that we're in right now.
Especially right now, fool. Like getting an unknown package of seeds from China. That's crazy. I ordered some shit. I ordered some face masks when the pandemic first got to popping, and they came from China. And I ordered them, and I still ain't wearing them because they came from China. So it's definitely gonna be doing those shit.
I wouldn't be surprised, man, to get leverage, man, if we find out in a few years. Like we always see strategic war and warfare. I think it's a reason why our number's so high. I don't know who or why, how, but I just think it's something else.
It's not solely testing either.
And it's that.
No, it's
I think it's like with these seeds and people, like I think it might be some shit being planted on us, man. I don't know. I'm gonna be quiet with that shit, but it's some extra shit going on, man.
No,
somebody trying to do to bring this country down. I think.
No, yes, I do agree with that, but I think it's us. Did you see where it said 58% of Republicans are okay with wearing masks after Trump wore his mask for the first time? Like if that nigga would have been wore a mask, like if he would have been had a mask on in March, I think the shit would have been a lot better.
Well, there's been a lot of studies that said if 90% of the country wears their mask for 6 weeks, this should be under wraps.
And this shit been going on since March.
90% of people for 6 weeks. That's all it takes.
Man, we are in the world's richest country. We are one of the most advanced technological countries in the world. it is no way that we couldn't have had a wrap or grip or control over this disease by now that we've been battling since late February to early March. It's just no way you can tell me that without a lot of outside influence or a lot of people not following guidelines. We have no
But
national federal response to this shit still. So it
does it
just
have to be? Does it have to be an outside influence also from something within as well? Because I think it has to be from within if we're choosing not to go the right direction. When people as smart as us, not saying we're dumb, but people as smart as us know that, man. If everybody just puts a mask on, we'll be all right.
yeah.
I
Right.
don't want the bigger people from within do that same thing earlier. So
Um and I didn't want to stay that long. I just wanted to bring it up because I just thought that was a weird ass fucking story. And we seeing now we getting into the fall. Summer just phew, and no, it
give me
wasn't
some
no hot girl summers this summer. Um, and we
hot,
weren't able to kick it, do what
hot,
we want to do.
hot as in fever, goddamn.
But we see going in the fall, a lot of schools are about to reopen. I have a lot of people asking me, what I'm gonna do with my child in the fall and stuff like that. And a lot of people are trying to make these harsh decisions because a lot of school systems, if they haven't already made the decision to do remote, there are some dumbass school systems that are saying that they're opening. There are some dumbass school systems that said that it's parents' choice to either send them or do remote. But I see Trump is kind of trying to push to open schools and get them back reopened. But meanwhile, his son's school is basically saying that they're not open. So I don't know if y'all saw that shit. They're basically saying that they're not gonna open, but it also made me want to know, like, what are y'all thoughts on school reopening? Who you got school age kids? Can't get right. What would you do? What would you do? Do y'all think that you would send your kids back, or where y'all at with it?
I want 'em-
Virtual.
I want them home. We're getting those surveys now, but it's still even still it's still tricky because I'll tell you, I want them home. They're getting those surveys and those letters asking what do you want to do? We're preferring virtual, but at the same time, my daughter plays volleyball, and they're having practices and things of that nature, and I'm like, that's still weird as well. How do you go and let them do school from home, but you still have, allowing them to play volleyball? Like I don't get that. And if it was up to me, she would be playing volleyball. But you know what I'm saying, that's another story for another day.
So
So
okay, you said that you wouldn't let it reverse it. Your
mhm.
mom right now trying to tell you back then that you couldn't go play football,
I would be mad as a kid, but I'm a kid.
right?
It
But
ain't
So
up to you
I
to
would be
decide.
mad, but at
Yeah.
me as that parent, I would want, hey, if school's virtual, then football should be virtual. It basically means there's no football.
yeah,
Me as an adult thinking that way. So
we had. I think we were cut through. I think we would have got sent our ass to school. Man.
yeah, nigga,
Oh
my
yeah.
mama
Oh yeah.
like,
We'll
I gotta
definitely
go
go
to
to
work.
school.
You
But
gotta
like,
go to
but
school.
I think we had this conversation in the group message. I don't think if it was when we were child age kids, I don't think that if this shit started in March, I think we would have been back out in May
You know
because
why? Because you
at that
see, they
time
had smarter people.
the adults who were adults when we were little kids, they probably would have took this serious. Everybody would have had on masks. They would have did everything they supposed to do so we can get past that shit quick.
But that's why, because it wasn't like, okay, at that time you could be a Republican, you could be a Democrat, but you still was able to have common sense. Like you just disagree on a few different issues.
And I don't think news was so national back then either.
It wasn't.
It
But
was
now it's
national,
just
but
like,
we
all
were more
right,
so paying
if you're
attention.
a Republican, you can't do anything a Democrat thinks is okay. If you're a Democrat, you can't do anything a Republican thinks is okay. No, nigga, wear
Go
your
back to those
mask,
days.
wash your hands, and the shit would have been off. And then you could talk about it or don't talk about it. But it was just like, it wasn't as contrast as it is now.
And another thing is, we weren't so political. Like our society wasn't so political. It was a lot of times you didn't know how people voted, which way
You know what people did? Because it was supposed to be like, yeah, we don't talk about politics. I wish we would go back to that.
politics in church. Politics in church. We keep to ourselves.
You should. I don't need to know what God you serve or who you vote for. If
I,
I like you as a person, I like you.
I
What?
honestly don't mind talking about it as long as you can accept the talking to and not feel a way about it.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much impossible for you.
I
How
agree.
about you? How you feel about that whole going back to school? I know we went off on some other shit.
It's all good shit. I'm virtual. You know what I'm saying? It's no doubt about it. Like you said, um, my child is involved in the extracurricular, so she's doing cheer, and I take her to cheer practice. They got cheer camps. They do make them wear masks. They do make them take their temp and shit before. they're able to come into the building and they do little things like that. But the reality of the situation is, I don't think that stuff gonna even be safe enough.
So how do you deal? How do you deal with that and allowing that to still happen and still be nervous about it at the same time?
What you mean?
Like you still allow her to go to cheer camp and cheer practice and things of that nature. At the same time, you still don't feel like they're doing, and you don't think that's enough as far as just wearing masks and checking temps.
Well, I know what I meant by not enough is we know kids, so they're gonna wear a mask and then hug in the hey, be hugging and touching on each other. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's on one hand, it's like, they are taking precaution, but on the other hand, these are kids. Kids not gonna really take it serious, and they don't really know what the fuck going on with this shit.
So with you knowing that, you're a different man from me because I'd be tough. I'd be like, nah, you can't go. I'm sorry. But with you knowing that, how do you allow her to still go and be feeling comfortable and feel
I
safe?
just do my best to try to make sure that she don't. Like, hey, don't do this, don't do that. We talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, it's hard because I do want her to be able to be involved in what she's doing. And it's hard to say, nah, you can't go home. You can't go cheer. You can't do all of this stuff. But then let her like not be involved in that shit. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's hard to just say, nah, you can't do that shit. Sit here and just sit there and, you got to be remote. And, you know what I'm saying? So the only thing I can do is say, hey, yes, you can go to cheer. Yes, wear your mask. Hey, please don't interact with the other kids. And we can't do nothing but hope that she does what she's supposed to do and not do it. But at the same time, they're kids. That's all I'm saying. So I don't know. She might not listen. Kids, they get out the car. Okay,
Right,
dad. Boom, go right in there. Hug. Fuck what my dad has said. That nigga always.
Well,
Right,
man,
that's why it's hard for me, fool. I'm that big component to stay home. I'm a
well,
big component.
don't
But I
have
explain
time.
why. I wouldn't just be like, stay home. This is why. This is why. Because I say it. So I'm like, I'm gonna try my best to explain why
Yeah.
you should.
I mean, I just think it's tough. Like, don't have a child yet, but I know personally, Jordan been doing this 4 or 5 years now. Something she's very passionate about. That has to be a tough one. Be like, no, you can't do this. And then, what? Can she not go outside the door? Like, can she not go to the grocery store with you? Can she not? And then you going to Walmart and then bringing this back. So like, it ain't like she, like Stock said, like kids gonna be kids, but it's not like she tackling people.
Yeah.
Now, sport is something different, but yeah, cheer, you apart from everybody, and they really just exercising apart.
I guess that's why I'm looking at it like that. Because you said a sport is something different. I'm looking at volleyball and sweating and being
Not saying cheerleading not a sport.
No. It is a sport. It's a sport. And they actually are. It's still a sport because they actually do the little pyramids and stacking up on top.
Yeah.
So,
But at her age, they not doing that. They just ride.
They do that.
No, they do that. No, middle school. Like, hey, last year when I first got a taste of it, I was like, they cheering. They got there. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh, this the real deal now. So, but they're not doing that. But to your point, I don't think they're doing that right now.
Right, and that's what I'm about to say. It is something they can do and spread out.
And if you think about, like, if you ever seen cheer, I know it sounds crazy, us talking about some fucking cheerleading, but if you think about them on the field, they do already be spread out. It's not that hard to give them a little bit more space to do it, especially when you're doing an outside sport like football or something for the cheerleaders. Now, football, the actual players, that's a whole different thing.
I'm not gonna lie, fool. The first time I went and saw a cheer competition was with Stock, and I was like, man, I know this nigga gonna be bored out of his mind. Let me just go support. I was going to like support him, it's my dog. But you'll fuck around and get into that shit. Oh, hell no. They ain't win that. No, hell no.
You cheering, cuz?
Yeah. Well, I got into that shit. You got to. Like, if it's something that your kid's interested in, man, I noticed the best way, to me personally, the best way to be is to just immerse yourself in what they interested in. Everybody know I always wanted that son so we could go to football games and shit, but I ain't got that. So I go to chill and I be ready, nigga. Like, we at the football game. Watch some shows this week, man. I watched Fear City. Ain't that what it is? Fear City?
Fear City.
On Netflix, man. Good, dope doc, man, for people who are in the docs. I know we all be talking about what it is you watching, and we're gonna try to do a better job here on our platform of talking about what it is that we watching. Because I know it's so many people that actually respond and be like, man, I heard y'all talking about such and such. I went and checked it out, and they'll get their opinion or feedback on it. So I watch Fierce City. If you into mafia stuff, the mafia, the New York mafia stuff, super dope doc, man. Talked about just how well organized they were, how the feds was able to infiltrate and all the different operations they had to do to try to get into it. I don't know if I know Can't Get Right, so I don't know if you've seen it yet, but
I ain't seen how many is it like
it's
one
three,
part?
three
I mean,
parts.
It's
Three
three parts, about an hour and a half long.
Yeah. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
I'm
Super
gonna
dope,
definitely-
man. What was your thoughts on it? Can't Get Right?
I thought it was dope. Didn't want to turn it off when I did. Because you can't just watch like 3 hour-and-a-half episodes because you got shit to do. But didn't want to turn it off. It was cool because you got to see both sides. You got to see like the Fed sides, like what they was doing, how they was like a nigga pull up to go get something to eat, and they'll bug his car while he going to get something to eat, and they figure out how to do it in like 45 seconds.
They had to strategize that shit.
And then his like battery went dead because they plugged it to the battery. Then they had to stop the tow truck to goddamn take it out. So when he called the car company, they wouldn't find it. But like little stuff like that and what they was doing on the back end. But I'm a mafia fan. Like they terrible people. They did a lot. But I be rooting for them niggas. And they ain't really like black people. But I still be rooting for them.
But one thing that it showed me about the mafia is the organization of how much you can do, whether good or bad, whatever, how much you can do when you organize.
Mhm.
And it was something that they said that I think that we see a lot, but we see a lot of people getting shot and getting killed and stuff, even in our own community and things that be happening. But one of the things that they said was it was really never about the violence. It was about trying to get together and all of us make money through the commission. It's 5 different families. They got 5 different interest things going on, but we knew that violence costs money. So if you want to be violent and shoot up everything, you're gonna cost yourself money. You're gonna put yourself in the spotlight. So it was kind of dumb to be violent, although we know that they used that shit as a tool when they had to do it. But it's just that it showed me how organized they were and how actually they really didn't want to have to get the violence because it brings too much attention. And like Can't Get Right said, another thing it showed me was when the feds want you,
They're gonna get you.
they're gonna get you. Them motherfuckers gonna get- like everything that you do in your day-to-day life, you gotta still do it. So just imagine, like nigga, your cable not going out or your home alarm system not working, and you call the alarm people and say, hey, and they send some people out. Nigga, that wasn't the alarm people, nigga. That was the feds coming in there to fix your shit. And that's how they was bugging some of the houses because they knew they couldn't get in it. So they had to find little tricks to get into the house. And that was the way they did it. They was using cameras or they was using, sound systems to listen. And the way they was doing it was by doing normal day-to-day shit. Your telephone ain't working. You calling people to come fix it. Nigga, my AC just went out. I told y'all, buddy came here to fix my AC. Niggas found a bug up there.
That was Trump. Trump was like, this nigga been talking shit about me.
Hey, what's crazy? Trump was actually on there, but
He was.
yeah, they had bugged something, and like one of the guys was like, "This wire doesn't look like it goes there," because it didn't. It was an actual wire, so he pulled it down, and then like, oh damn, that kind of fucked us up.
And that nigga, they put that shit in there one day. That nigga peeped the shit the next day, like, oh hell no, this ain't supposed to be here, and then you just hear that shit go out. Because they were just hip and smart to it.
Trump was in there. Trump was in there with all the boom, because New York wasn't always this booming city. All that Manhattan stuff kind of brought New York to where it's at now. But he was in there, and he had to deal with them. They ain't really say how he had to deal with the mafia, but if he was in construction like that, they said you had to deal with them.
It was easy. I know how he had to because from where they painted, if anything over $2 million, you had to give your percentage to the mafia to build it. It's only 8 companies that could build it. All 8 of them had relationships with the mafia. So if you building anything up that motherfucker, you going through one of their companies. So that's how. If he building these high rises and these projects, shit, you got to get your kickback. And it might not have been him directly, but that company who's building it, whoever the builder is, got to get a kickback. you're gonna have to see them. So I thought that was a dope doc. We watched how America, what that shit was, America, foods
America.
that built America.
Foods that built America. Yeah.
That shit was pretty dope too, man. If y'all into shit like that, man, make sure y'all check that out. We watched that actually a couple weeks ago, and like I said, we're gonna get better at sharing what it is that we watching and going through. If you like documentaries and shows, it's kind of crazy because it highlights everything that you look at, whether it's Hershey's chocolate, Snickers, M&M's, Heinz ketchup,
KFC, McDonald's.
Coke, all McDonald's, all these different entities that we look at on a daily basis. You seeing exactly how they came up, how they was hustling, and it's just like any other show. That shit had killing in it. It had sneaky, dirty shit. It had fighting, backdooring, all the shit that you like was all part of that doc too.
The Colonel from KFC shot Buddy.
He was a killer.
Yeah, he was a killer. The Colonel, KFC, yeah, original.
Colonel
Yeah,
Sanders.
The nigga on the box.
yeah.
Yeah, he was a
Killer.
killer.
Stone Cold Killer.
Killed the competition actually.
How many episodes that is?
Pow pow.
Oh, that's a lot. That bitch long. But
It's probably about 6 or 7.
yeah, but once you start it, you ain't gonna be able to stop because that shit is good to me. If you in the docs, you gonna
And
get
like,
I'm into whatever, man. I've been recently watching, what I've been watching? Top Boy. I actually started watching that shit just because I was running out of shit to watch.
was that Drake? That's
Yeah, that's the Drake. It's basically like, I would say, classified as the London Wire.
the who?
But Wire in London.
London
But
Wire.
a lot of them niggas are from Jamaica, and so they have that Jamaican accent and things of that nature. But they actually in London. That and this show called Kingdom. Kingdom is really like a fighting show. So if you like fighting and UFC and shit like that, that's what that is.
Gotcha.
But I most definitely want to check out the food show for sure, and most definitely the
Real City. That shit
the
dope.
mafia.
Oh yeah, that shit dope.
I'll put that on my list.
You get out,
It's definitely on my
you
list.
need to watch that tonight, Hoop. That shit
It's on my
pretty
list.
dope.
It's on my
Yeah,
list.
yeah.
What food that built America?
Yeah, Food Built America was on the History Channel or something like that. It
It's
was
on
on
Netflix, I think. Or is it? It's either Netflix or History Channel.
it's the History Channel or something, but whatever it was, can't get right where you found it at on Hulu.
No, yeah, I found it on Hulu. It's on, yeah, it was put on the History Channel, but I found
I watched it on the actual channel. I had recorded it, and then I skipped through, but I think they got it on Hulu.
yeah, it's on Hulu. Now.
Gotta make it easy.
Check that out. I said it, but I'm sorry.
The victim, I'm sorry.
Kanye West said he would like to apologize to his wife Kim for going public with something that was a private matter. He was like, I did not cover her like she has covered me. To Kim, I want to say that I know I hurt you. Please forgive me and thank you for always being there for me. If y'all have been paying attention to anything Kanye's been doing, Kanye's been saying,
Well,
he went on a rampage basically saying that he's been wanting a divorce, saying he didn't want his kids. I'm not going to get into all of that part of it, but I know that this week he just came back and apologized for the shit that he said prior to. We've been doing something throughout the pandemic where we've been highlighting people who say shit and then the next week they have to come back and apologize for it. So we just want to add Kanye ass to I said it, but I'm sorry.
I mean, do you think he's really sorry?
We
though?
could also make him the dummy of the week.
We
I'm
could
tired
have.
of this nigga. I
We
don't
could have,
like
but do you? I got a little different perspective this time. Sorry. Do you think he's really sorry? First off,
No.
No?
well, I only asked because wasn't he supposed to drop an album yesterday that didn't drop?
Man, he's dropping an album soon, but he does that. It's just to build anticipation. That's what all this I'm running for president shit is. That's probably from their family with all of this. Like, I think they might be in it too. Like, you never know with them. All this shit is fake. It's
They
for
was up for a new contract prior. Yeah, up for a new contract. Get us some ratings. We'll give you $100 million as a family.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me show Kanye, and then he's the coonest of all coons. He's doing it just for money. He didn't let you.
He the coon of coons.
Mhm.
That's what he doing it for.
Super
Like, to be
cool.
a coon to make them money. Like, no.
So
No.
are you past that part of fuck his mental health that he
Yes.
proclaims to have? Why?
Yes, because mental health is a serious thing. I think something is really wrong with him. I don't think all of it is out of his control. I think some of this shit he does on purpose. And when you have that much money, you can go see someone.
But aren't you talking from a sane perspective? Like if you're acknowledging that it's some mental health, then that supersedes anything that you can say after that, right?
No, but if you choose not to get help, then what can I
Can
can't
you choose?
feel sorry for you.
Again,
Because
if
they
you
say like people in those states they don't think they need help.
like we see some mental health. Like, have you anybody ever seen the movie A Beautiful Mind?
Yeah.
Man, have you seen that? Who?
No.
It's a crazy, dope ass movie. It's not a action packed kind of fulfilled movie, but the whole time you really think that this man is part of what he's doing. I think he thought he was like a spy agent or something.
Yeah.
And the whole time, who you gonna be watching a movie, thinking you watching a movie about somebody who was a spy agent and in the KGB, all this shit. And then one day it's gonna click, and you're gonna realize that this man was mentally ill.
You
And
said
what you
beautiful
have been
mind.
watching was what he thought he was, and then you get to see the reality of what he really was. It's kind of crazy because it just flipped in the middle of the movie. So I say that to say that if somebody has a mental health issue, to me, if you're admitting or acknowledging that there is some mental health, and you say that you need to get help, or if you have that much money, you should just get help. If I'm sick mentally, I'm not maybe going to get help is a logical thing. And if I'm mentally unstable, or I'm having some type of mental health issues, I'm not thinking about help.
And Russell
I think
Crowe
I'm
was
fine. Well, you trying to make me go get help? There's nothing wrong with me.
and was
All right,
Russell Crowe a
but
guy
the
who
thing
thought he had a
is,
mental issue? Okay. All right.
but the thing is, he
Add that to the list too. Dope movie.
Dope, very great movie. You should definitely watch it. But the thing is, he go back and forth. Oh yeah, I got a mental problem. I'm seeing someone. I'm taking my medication. Oh, I don't. I'm not taking my medication. Like either you know you got a mental problem or you don't. Like I can see if he would have never said he has a mental problem. But if you got enough sense to say you got a mental problem, but you don't want to get help or take your medication, no, I can't feel sorry for you.
Ain't that kind of
I mean,
normal?
I can understand.
It's alcoholics that say that I don't have a drinking problem.
Okay, if you continue to say that, but if an alcoholic says,
I got a problem.
I got a problem, but no, I'm not going to stop drinking, I can't feel sorry for you.
But that's a problem. I am most of the time addicts. Like if I'm addicted to something like a drug and I'm a crack addict, I know I got a problem. But
Still,
that's what I'm telling you, nigga. I got a problem. I'm telling you, hey, can't get right. I got a problem, but I just need that fucking dope. I need to shoot it. I need to feel good. I'm telling you, I got a problem.
Okay, Masaki, hey, we can take you to wherever Betty Ford, wherever you want to go to get to help you with this problem. Oh, I'm fixed now. If you tell me you fixed now, but then you was like, oh no, I'm finna start back smoking crack.
I can see both sides. I can see both
I might
sides.
tell you that I'm fixed just so I can get back to what I want to do.
I can see
Hey,
both
I'm
sides.
fixed, man, and you let me go. And I think this is part of the hard part of the complication with dealing with somebody who has a mental health or an addiction. I think this is the hard part because you can't. You're trying to, and that's why I think professionals be needed because you can't understand, not you personally, just people in general can't understand that person, and we use sometimes rational thought, rational logic to balance against an addiction or a mental health problem. And
I think that's a. I think
Hang on, who? I'm sorry. Let me clear this up because, like you say, I say stuff but don't explain it, and I've been real hard on mental issue with this subject that we're talking about. I'm just saying I don't believe Kanye. Not that you can have a problem. Yes, it's tough. You can say you good, but not. I'm just speaking. I don't believe Kanye. So I want to make that clear that I don't believe Kanye. Mental issues is a tough thing. It's no one way to fix it. I'm just saying I don't believe that nigga because he
Gotcha.
go back and forth too
and
much.
that's what I was.
It's always for some type of game. It's
And that's
always
what I was
when
gonna
his album about to come out or when his shoe about to come out. No, nigga, I don't believe. Yeah.
Right. And I was saying I could see both sides. I think mental health is a little different, a little tougher compared to an addict or an alcoholic and things of that nature. Because sometimes mental you can't really control that shit. But then I can also see how you could say, yeah, I'm an addict and I have a problem. But then I can also see how you could say, then I don't care to help you anymore as well. So I can see both sides of that. I just think it gets a little harder when it's mental because I don't know if mental is all the way controlled.
that shit just remind me. Go ahead, Hoop.
Nah, you good.
That shit just remind me of that talented ass. and not to put it here, but it reminded me of that talented ass sports player or something like a Lawrence Phillips or something who got all the promise and the talent in the world, but they just can't stop doing whatever it is to fuck it up. So like they know that they have a problem and they know they have an issue. We can see that they're a great talent. And I think that's what sometimes happens with Kanye West. I think Kanye West is smart. I think he's brilliant. I think he has a mental illness. And I also think that sometimes when he's doing the things that he do, I think that he's doing it very, very mindful of what it is that he's doing. Very sane and in the right mind of what he's doing. But I also think that there's a mental illness there that also helps create some of the outlandish and things that we see from him as well.
And we don't have to speak from it from a Kanye to Lawrence Taylor standpoint. We actually saw it firsthand. We played with a player of that nature who had some issues. He had all of the talent in the world, but then had some mental issues as well, or some issues as well that, you know what I'm saying, took over.
Yeah.
So just firsthand seeing it, you know it's real. You know it's real. You know it's uncontrollable just from seeing it from that standpoint.
Yeah, I told y'all Larry McSwain was crazy from middle school. That's not what we're talking about, but
you ain't got to bleep it out. You ain't got to bleep it out this time, dude. I ain't even checked to see if he bleeped it out.
He did. We talking about Kanye, so we talking about music. This week we saw DMX and Snoop got together and did their verses. Big shouts out to them, man. Dez, get them some hand claps, man. We saw that they did a verses. Verses actually powered up, man, this week. They was able to drop something on Apple Music. I actually watched this time on Apple Music. And I actually want to we'll come back to that because I want to talk about the difference in the two too while we at it. But they did a dope battle, man, on Wednesday night, this past Wednesday. I don't know if all y'all got to check it out, but I was just curious, y'all thoughts about what y'all saw, who y'all thought won. What y'all thoughts on it, man?
Apple need to go ahead and buy verses because it looks a million times better. It sounds a million times more clear. It just looks like it's just better. I'm sorry, and I know that's probably gonna put some people on the outskirts who have a Spotify or whatever other thing. But if Apple wants to corner the market even more,
now, it was one thing that I missed by watching it on Apple Music that I missed from Instagram. Them fucking comments. Them comments be fine as fuck on Instagram. You know, the Twitter ones was cool, but they wasn't like the Instagram ones.
You know why I enjoyed it more? Because I was able to watch it on my laptop and be in a group chat with y'all. Because I that's the comments I already see rather than their comments anyway. So I still got the comments that I wanted to see.
That's true.
I agree with who but I agree with both really. Those Instagram comments do be funny, but when you can't, like, damn, I want to be in a group chat, and damn them strangers, they ain't as funny as our group chat, so fuck them.
Right.
But yeah, Apple Music did have a slight delay, but when we was on it all together commenting, that was dope. And then you could do other stuff. But as far as who won, you know, I said it was gonna be a massacre and all this.
You always say that.
I do, and most times I'm right. But this was so I'm still right. Shit, I'm crazy like Kanye.
Okay,
but no. This one was just a win. Like, I hate to say this, like, for the culture. Like, I don't know who won. I don't know. I ain't gonna tally up.
I damn sure wrote that down too. I ain't want to be so cliche, but my answer was who won, and it says everybody. I think everybody won. I think Apple won. I think we won. I think them two niggas won. Just seeing X like that and seeing a happy, healthy, fat DMX. Nigga, I never thought I would want to see somebody happy and fat. I'm not trying to be the CPR of this. But I'm happier seeing a fatter DMX because of if he's smaller, you know what's going on. So,
man, yeah, I'm just glad X not cooking eggs in the microwave and shit.
That shit was good. I used to do that shit. Huh? Eggs in the microwave, fucking right, boy. Just throw a little milk in there, mix it over some cheese in the microwave. 2 minute eggs, boy. You missing, cuz you ain't gotta be a crackhead.
Why would you put eggs in the microwave? It take 2 seconds to cook it on the stove.
It's quicker. It's just way quicker in the goddamn.
Eggs is probably by far the quickest shit you can cook on the stove.
I didn't know you had a drug issue, Julio. I'm sorry.
I'm an addict. I am an addict. I'm admitting it.
I'm an addict. Cooking eggs in the microwave.
Yes, nigga being young, my mom don't touch my stove. Shit, nigga, you better cook them eggs somehow. Your mama said don't touch my stove.
So you been had a drug issue?
Yeah, since a kid, nigga, 7th, 8th grade. That's how I cook my eggs.
Been doing crack. I'm glad you overcame your crack.
Shit.
I just feel like, man, eggs, like, I put shit in the microwave, like, that take 30 minutes to cook, and then you put it in the microwave, it take 2 minutes or some shit. But as far as eggs takes 2 minutes to fucking cook, on the stove.
It's less of a process because all you need in the microwave is a bowl and a spoon. But see, when you come to the stove, you need a bowl, a spoon, you need a skillet, you need some butter. You need it just takes more time. It's more of a process.
Eggs out the
It's more
microwave
shit you got. It's
can't
more
be
shit you got to
good.
clean up too.
Microwavable eggs can't be good, man.
Hey, man, let me tell you something. When you grow up off of them commodity eggs, it's really the same.
Dez just said a good point though. He said a lot of them places be using eggs in the microwave
And that's why they're more fluffier.
Yeah.
They're more fluffy in the microwave.
that's because I know for sure that, like if you get a sausage egg biscuit from like McDonald's or shit, that shit don't be off no stove. That do be microwave eggs. Y'all got a point.
Fluffy. Yeah, can't you right? You be eating McDonald's sausage biscuits?
That's fast
Crackhead.
food, Hootie. I didn't put it in the microwave myself when I got a stove
I
there.
never really fuck with restaurant eggs unless it's hibachi, and you watch them niggas chef that shit.
Waffle House.
Yeah.
It's more
But,
efficient.
but a sausage egg biscuit, I used to hate
I'm
that.
never getting a
That
sausage
egg, that egg used to fuck you up, didn't it?
And then the shit used to be folded, and no, that ain't real.
I take my, I guess that's why you tell them whole.
Origami eggs. Them bitches be folded up and shit. How the fuck?
Hey man, fuck them eggs. Stop what you think about the battle. We went from the battle to the eggs. Goddamn.
How the fuck? Oh, y'all talking about DMX? It was a dope battle, man. I'm with y'all, man. I think it was. I just enjoyed it. I was one who thought that DMX would win. But in this one, I don't really think it was no winners and losers. I think it was just dope to see Snoop and DMX, especially DMX, in that vibe, in that aura.
Did they make it hard for you to pick a winner? Them two in there.
Oh, they definitely did.
They definitely
Because
did.
you were jamming to both songs with like, damn, I don't even know who went. Like, I got
Well, not even that,
so
not
many
even that.
times who went first and second.
And not even that. But that's how friendly they was. How friendly they was in that bitch.
Yeah.
But they big up each other.
I thought it was super dope to watch X goddamn rapping all Snoop verse. And then Snoop goddamn rapping his verse. I thought that shit was live because you saw that these people do really admire each other and respect each other craft. I feel like, Snoop Dogg was always Snoop Dogg with dogs and shit on his cover. DMX was also, patting it after dog. I don't think DMX, no matter what he says, I don't think he does that without influence from Snoop. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like you just got to see the old guard, middle range guard, coming together and creating. I just thought it was dope. And shouts out to Apple Music because I think they made that experience a lot better as well. Finally getting it off of just Instagram and making it better. So I can see what Versus is finna go with it.
Outside of the songs, just like in between songs was dope. When Snoop was like, yeah, you remember when I came to New York and I hollered at you? You remember when I came to LA and I kicked it with you? Like that type of shit. That shit was dope as fuck. Mm-hmm. Fuck you, who? I know. I know you. And that's why I didn't say that, but that's a side story.
He put it on me, and I didn't know it at all.
I was fucking with Stop.
No. Yeah, and I didn't know, but fuck it. It ain't what it is. Fuck it.
And I only did that to show him that shit happens without you hearing somebody else. It's just gonna naturally happen.
Anyway, staying in music. Shouts out to Snoop and DMX, but staying in music.
Before you leave, DMX did not ever dance again. You got the worst rhythm ever known.
Oh, that nigga.
He ain't no.
I nigga that boy.
Come on, DMX.
You too much in rhythm, who?
Yeah, right. You can be cool like
that. Gunna dropped his deluxe album. Did y'all get a chance to listen to it?
Yes. I did. I don't listen to a lot of music, and I think Lil Baby kind of, like Lil Baby and Gunna album, was it Drip Too Hard? What was that album name? It kind of introduced everybody to Lil Baby, and he kind of took off. And I think Gunna was kind of left behind. This don't take him to Lil Baby, but it shows that he could put out a body of work by himself and be dope as fuck. So I did like that. I thought it was a very dope
Did the
album.
original come out close to Lil Baby's last album coming out?
Yeah, they
Huh?
were close.
Because this was the deluxe. So
Yeah.
this was the deluxe. So when was the
They was
original?
around the same time.
Okay, and I think that might be a reason. I think that might be a reason why you didn't initially like that.
Mm-mm. I know what it was. I listened to it and I just didn't like it. I'm here to admit that when I first listened to Gunna album, we previewed it here on the podcast and we
Hey,
talked about it.
Dad, play the music, Dad. I'm sorry. Get his ass, Dad.
I did say it, and I am sorry because I ain't gonna lie, man. I listened back, and what crazy is I wanted, sometimes you don't know what's the new songs on the deluxe, so I pulled them up side by side so I can know what the new song was. So I checked out all the new songs, then I just went back and listened to the album, and I still like all the old songs. But originally, when we came on here on the pod, I didn't like none of Gunna album. I think the shit dope. I think it's a good body of work. It's super laid back. I disagree a little bit with Can't Get Right about Gunna and Lil Baby because I feel like Lil Baby been putting out music since 16, 17, beginning of 17. I actually heard of Lil Baby before I heard of Gunna. Then I started hearing of Gunna. Then they made the Drip Too Hard after both of them was already actually established on underground circuits, or not even underground circuits. They was already bubbling at that point when they made that Drip Too Hard. And then you put them on there. I think that Gunna shit, because Gunna last album was even better. Was better than the one that just came out. So I don't know. I liked it. I just want to come back and say sorry because I know I killed it the first time when it came out. And Dez, you right. You right. Gunna did teach Baby how to rap, but what I said was, to my point was, I heard of Lil Baby before I heard of Gunna. So your point is null and void.
None of more hate.
You're right, but it don't matter.
But it don't matter. No, I liked it. I liked it initially. I tried to get Stock to like it. I told him to listen to it 6 different times, and for some reason he just hated it.
Every time I listen to it, I just couldn't find
hate it, man. I don't know. And what I think it is I think that you were so high on Lil Baby that Gunna's album didn't match up to it, that you didn't just see it as being separate and being good.
But see, when you say that, I only
exactly what I said.
I only can no, because when I listen to Gunna, I don't. First of all, I can't put Gunna and Baby in the same category because they're two different artists. They always been there. That's what I've been saying the whole time. Gunna has
Every artist is two different artists.
Nah, what I mean is their style. Like I'm not gonna listen to Gunna and expect the same thing from Lil Baby. Gunna is more of a laid back with his thing, and Lil Baby shit more kind of gonna get you up. Gunna just super laid back, but still kind of get you. You know what I'm saying? It's just a different vibe to it. That's what I mean by they two different. So when I compare that Gunna album that I said that I didn't like, and remember you got to admit, I told you this. Mm-hmm. I only compared it to his first Gunna. Gunna. I compared Gunna to Gunna.
And then yesterday, I was like, I still don't get why you don't like it, because he sounds like Gunna still.
Right. And that's why I'm coming back and saying I'm sorry I was wrong. Shit. Like, because this album is super dope and it's just as live as that one that I was comparing it to. But I never was comparing him to Lil Baby. I was comparing him to himself. And you said
this Gunna is more upbeat to me, and it is closer to a Lil Baby album to me. That's why I like it.
Baby's on a different level right now. Even with this Gunna album being real good, Baby's still in a different stratosphere right now.
Yeah.
Oh, now of course,
and it's a different style. That's what I keep saying. You can't compare. Like, they do different things. It kind of reminds me of what I'm finna say. Like, Currency dropped. You know what I'm saying? Currency dropped he dropped, what was it? The Outrunner.
Mm-hmm, the Outrunners.
Currency dropped the Outrunner. I thought it was a super dope ass album. Currency has been super consistent. Has dropped product after product. Todd and came on here every week and said it's the best album he ever heard. I will say that this Runners, the Outrunners, it's magnificent for me personally. I don't know if I had a chance to hear it or see it. What's y'all thoughts on?
I got a question for you, Can't Get Right. With you being a long-standing, I wish Todd was here so he can answer. But with you being a long-standing Currency fan, I've listened to his music, but I've never been a huge fan of him, and I've said that before. But to me, this is the best product that he's put out. Just the whole sound of it, the lyrics. He's more on beat, and that was my whole issue with him prior. Is I just felt like he was offbeat a little bit too much. To me, he's cool, he's calm, he's laid back, he's more on beat. His production is on point. It's always on point, but to me, it just was better than ever was before. So, how do you feel as a Currency super fan and a longtime Currency fan? How do you feel that this stacks up with his other products?
Uh, Not his best body of work. Uh, he has a classic mixtape and album, in my opinion. How Fly, uh, dope mixtape with him and Wiz.
I don't count that. That was dope, but I don't count that
How you don't count?
because
Why?
it's him and Wiz.
Okay, the Immaculate, dope, the studio album, classic. You can run through it from top to bottom. So I will put those. Even if you don't count that one, this is not his best one because I'm putting just one above it. Even if you don't count the mixtape, but Currency has done this before, and he picks and chooses when he wants to be great. That's what's frustrating with him. Like I think he turns it on and off. That's kind of a different conversation, but that's kind of why I fell out with Dom Kennedy, because you can make great music all the time. He just doesn't choose to.
I think it's because he makes so much volume of music. You can't be on when you make that much volume of music. It's just the same reason. I don't want to put them in the same category, so please don't argue what I'm about to say, but it's the same reason why Gucci Man had a lot of live songs, but sometimes you might not like the whole body of work. Or like you like this mixtape and then you skip 5 mixtapes and like that mixtape because it be so much of it that you can't always be on. Whereas somebody like a 21 Savage or something, they only make an album every 2 or 3 years. You know what I'm saying? So like they don't have to. It's easier to make sure that the last songs that I've been recording for the 2 years are gonna be my livest songs. You're not gonna even hear the shit that's just okay. And that's what we judge some of their albums off of. Even if they okay, they put that shit out.
Currency put out everything.
Right. That's my
Currency
point.
putting it all out.
I agree. I rather hear your best once a year, and it's something that I continuously go back to, than 2 or 3 songs on a mixtape every 2 or 3 months, and I get lost in it. Like Gucci, like Gucci. I love Gucci. He doesn't have a good album. Not one.
It's a lot of people that argue you on it. Just like you Currency heads will argue us about this being his livest body of work, which I feel like for people like us who I have listened to almost every project Currency has put out. So when you go back and say, I'm not a Currency head like something like Todd and some of you other niggas might be, but I've listened to every body of work that he put out. But to me, I feel like in a sense, and I might can't say this, and it might be some pushback, but I feel like we have more of a credit to say that this is his best body of work as some people who casually listen because we don't have a bias with it. You probably think something his body of work because you've always been a fan, but I'm a person who've always wanted to be a fan, and then I turn it on, and then it just don't do it. But when I turned this shit on, I couldn't turn it off, and I can't speak for Todd. So next week we'll let him, talk about it. But me and him texted and talked about it. And he was like, hey, this shit hard. Like this shit a little different. And for me, I know for me it was that wordplay. It was that same style that he do, but he delivered it a little bit different over the beats that made that shit just like this style now, that flow pattern that he be using, that different pattern, it just sounded worlds different on this album than and I've seen it on songs in different pockets here and there throughout Currency time. It's no different than what he normally do. It just hit a lot different on this album than it did in priors.
Now,
best feature, Ross. Was it Conway? Conway or Wiz? Best
or
feature. Jim.
And that's another thing that I think dope. Look at that setup: Conway, Jim Jones, Rick Ross, Wiz. It's all different. Like sometimes you see people, they got to get the same kind of people because Young Thug gonna get Future, this person. But this man got, people from all over, and I thought that was even brilliant and dope.
I might say Conway. I'm off of Rick Ross for a while. He's kind of.
So do you not like the verse, or you just off him because he entangled?
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie.
What do you think about the verse? Did you get a verse a fair shot, or you couldn't give it a fair shake?
I couldn't give it a fair shot. I'm not gonna
Okay.
lie. I said it wrong. Stock. I challenge you to watch. Listen to Stone Immaculate. I said it wrong, or Pilot Talk, and say that this is a better album.
I've listened again. Remember what I said at the beginning. I have listened to everything that Currency has put out. I'll go back. You go pick one or two that you want me to go listen to. I'll go back and I'll come back next week because we're gonna want Todd to jump in on this last little album, and I'll tell you what I think. I'll go back. So you said Stone Pilot and Immaculate.
No. Stone Immaculate and Pilot Talk.
Okay, I'll go back and listen to them, and I'm gonna give you a fair assessment. But I really think I'm pretty accurate in what it is that I'm saying. I've always been a nigga. Mark put me on Currency back when Currency was rapping with Wayne and doing all that shit. You know what I'm saying? I've been listening to him the whole time. Currency's not new. Currency's been around for 1 billion years, and I know you know that because you always listen to Currency. But I just think that he took a lot of albums off, a lot of mixtapes off.
True.
And I've listened to everything Currency put out. Todd been putting Currency albums in the fucking group for the last 2-3 years, and and this year he done put out 2 or 3 goddamn. But it's the reason why we finally goddamn settling on this one.
Out of the 20 years, I don't know how long his career been. I'll just say 20. Out of the 20 years, he been off beat for 17 and a half.
J. Cole dropped 2 singles. He dropped The Climb Back and Lion King. Ain't the Lion King on Ice. J. Cole, one of the staples in the game. How y'all felt about those bodies of work that J. Cole put out?
I ain't listening. Can't get right. What you got? I ain't listen to him. Nah, you know how it ain't. I didn't feel like.
Oh man, he go this dumb shit that he don't do all the time.
All right, well let's just get past it. Real
it don't meet my.
It was. I liked it. It was J. Cole putting out good music that he probably ain't put out in about 7 years. So I'm looking forward.
You been a bum for 7 years?
Pretty much.
Okay.
When did the album when he was sitting on his house? The last good album he made, not that bullshit.
Was that an album or mixtape?
No, it was an album.
I don't know.
I know what you're talking about. Forest Hill
Drive. Yes. Yeah. So this is best body of work since Forest Hill Drive. And it was 2 songs.
I thought it was dope. I thought he was spitting. One harder than the other one. I don't know which one is which. I want to say The Climb Back was a little harder than The Lion King on Ice. I could have them backwards, but I thought it was dope. And if this is a preview of what's to come for his album, I can't wait to get a hold of it because I thought he went off. So since
you like the last album? The KOD, can you right?
No, the shit was trash.
Okay.
Sleepy bum music.
What's y'all thoughts on the fallout between Migos and P and QC?
I hate to see it. I don't know what.
And just hold up, Kangaroo. Just give a little backstory for people who know. Migos they're having a little bit of a dispute with their label QC, basically saying that they're not getting the money and the royalties and the kickbacks that they think they deserve. We've seen this story before play out. P basically responded saying, that they were wrong, that he won't have it on his conscience that he did them wrong, that he did right by them. And I just was curious y'all thoughts about it. We ain't got to stay on it long, but I just was curious how y'all felt.
I've learned to start simplifying that shit, man. I used to try to pick a side. I want to say it was the Mace time. We were like, Mace should get this, Mace should get that, and did it was wrong. I'm at this point now, man. If you sign that deal, you got to live up to it. So if they're living within the deal, then that's on you for signing the deal.
Hey, man.
Because too many times we come back here and people are getting messed over in their deals and messed over in this.
It sounds like people don't be understanding that deal, though. Who?
That's all it is. I'm at that point. If you sign that deal and that deal says he gets 75, you get 25, maybe it's bad percentages, but you signed it. So he living within the deal. Yeah.
I mean, the music business is predatory. It is. You're taking most of our, especially as rap fans, like besides maybe Chance, is the only nigga I could think that had money or was even kind of okay before that.
That should remind you of the payday loan industry, huh?
Pretty much. That's why that shit should be illegal too. But yes, because you're preying on people. But you young in Atlanta, nothing in the projects, and somebody says, "Hey, I give you X amount of dollars." He didn't know they was gonna make Bad and Bougie and what's my man that said the shit on the Oscars, and it was gonna be this person, but it's really nobody else. It's no other man's position to make sure you don't get fucked over. It's some shit you
And I
gotta
don't know
look.
if that's what it be, fool. Like, cause I'm wondering, have they signed any new deals since that initial deal?
But
Because
they signed all these other niggas.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, if it's the initial deal, then why are you? I
Oh, I see
understand
what you're
you can be
saying.
mad about it now, like, because that's what we initially agreed upon,
But
and
what?
you just following through with it.
But if I'm a label owner, why wouldn't I sign you to like 5 albums for $100,000 if I could? If I think you're gonna be great.
I think too. I've been struggling with this shit. And this is how long it'll tell you I've been struggling. I've been struggling with this shit since Cash Money. Since BG and Wayne and all them niggas was having, pushback and they were saying Baby wasn't paying people and all that. And as I get older, you kind of understand things a little bit different, as time progressed. But I disagree, can't get right. I think P knows. See, when you're young and you're 17 and 18, you're dealing with somebody who's older than you, who got money, who got time. That's why he's investing in you, because he knows that you can make a Bad and Bougie. And he knows that he knows what he can do with you. So I think sometimes the CEO, the Birdmans, they have way more foresight. That's why they're in that position. That's why Diddy is what he is. That's why Birdman is what they are. That's why Jay-Z is what they are. That's why Dame them are what they are. P is what they are, Master P. They see that vision even more so than you, because if you saw it, you'll be them. And I think that they be seeing it. And then sometimes that these people be young and they sign these deals not knowing, or they look at Master P, they look at Birdman, they look at Diddy, they look at Jay-Z's, they look at these people like, oh man, I just can't wait to be in the room with them. Then they get in the room with them, then they start having a lot of success. The success bring more success. They're still locked in these deals that they signed when they were admirers of people, now that they feel like they're colleagues of. And then I think they start feeling a type of a way when they're not getting the income that they think that they should be getting. And I think that's when you start having a lot of the pushback. And then you go on to even speaking about QC directly. QC also has Lil Baby. And Lil Baby is hotter than fish grease right now. And you seeing the success that he's having. Migos not so much. And I think it's a little animosity. That's my personal opinion
I
on
think
it.
it's a little jealous.
I
I
agree
got a
with
question. I got a question about that though. Do you blame P? Like you say, you feel like P knows that, and he knows they can possibly make a Bad and Bougie. Do you blame? So are you blaming him or saying he's taking advantage, or are you saying I'm still kind of on your side, because even though I think that you can possibly make a Bad and Bougie, I wonder how many artists he has signed that hasn't made a Bad and Bougie.
I
But
think,
I feel like maybe you can, but you have never made it. So I have to take this same road with
well,
P
I
that I'm
feel
taking with him.
yeah, and I feel like he's taking a risk when he signed anybody. But it's just like with football. It's some people that you can see right out the gate that they just talented. Like you believe like shit that mother, like that it factor. You know what I'm talking about? Like you can see the superstars, you can see the greatness. So it's to me with P, I think you're right. He has put money into some people who haven't turned out or panned out to be what they are. They do that shit all the time. Birdman has signed plenty of people. He revamped the whole Cash Money roster. No
Mhm.
limit, shit, endless people. Master P done signed.
we never get P signed Short Circuit, and he ain't get that money back.
A nigga
Right.
short circuit that.
And another thing I look at is with the Migos is maybe P believed in you, yeah, but like when you initially came out, I hated the Migos. I grow to love them, but initially I just hated them and just thought it was the worst music I could ever hear.
I loved it when
I hated it.
when it first came out. Like I didn't understand it, but it was just something about it that I loved that was different. And I will say they had a different trend, a different vibe coming into the game that was different. I remember me and DJ used to send that shit, man. You ain't trapping out the house with the boards on the window, and we
I
used to
hated
laugh at that.
it. I
Like
hated
look at this shit. But it was a different vibe. But again, I think when you go from that to everything that you accomplish, I think you start feeling different about yourself. Like now that I know the business, now that I'm a superstar, you can't handle them the same way. I will say it was dope that P was like shit. And this is some shit that we didn't always see from others like Birdman and some other people going forward. Like, nigga, hey, if y'all want to get out of it, pay me y'all money and go about y'all business. I don't want to be with disgruntled people.
Yep.
But I mean, I
That's
don't
all
really
it
think
boils down
that's
to.
fair because
You don't think what's fair?
no, it's fair, but it's not fair. That's like saying tell them an
I'm
athlete.
not just gonna let you go.
But what
No, no. That's like telling an athlete in their 40s, all right, you can buy out your contract.
No,
Like Migos is at the end of their career.
I disagree.
They're
No,
not
you know
making.
what?
They're not. The Migos are not making another hit.
I don't
They're
think
not making another good album.
I got to push back to that simply because it's just what you said last week with Drake. Y'all said that Drake falling off and that Drake is not the same, but now we're still talking about that Drake could command all the money that he wants to command, and he's arguably to you guys past his prime.
A lot of
I
people.
think as you
Yes,
get older,
but-
if you've had success and you get older in rap, I think you just off your reputation and your name alone, you can get a better deal.
Yes,
I'm
Drake
pretty
is
sure
one of the
like,
best.
If they get out of the P deal, they're gonna get a better deal.
Drake is one of the best rap artists ever. He can change. He can this the new wave. Okay, I can hop on that. Migos, hang on, nigga. Migos is cliche. It was a moment. It was a time, and they can't really change, and that's why like they ain't really hot no more.
So if you had a record label right now today in this age and they got out of their deal and they wanted to come sign with you, you not signing them?
I'm signing them to some bullshit that they probably was already on. I'm not giving them a Drake deal.
You can't sign.
Well, we're not talking
Drake.
about Drake deal, man.
We're talking about Amigos deal, Amigos worthy deal. You're gonna give them what they're worth, or you're not gonna get them.
I'm giving them probably something close that they had to QC because I don't think I'm recouping that money.
That's crazy. I think that's crazy.
When the last time they put out an album?
Last year. I think
Last year they put out
one of them put out an individual album. So that's you also not only are you getting them, you can also try to get them to individual deals.
Well, that's different. That's kind of like Wu-Tang. Like that they were signed to something, but everybody else was signed to
In big value.
individually.
You know when you sign in Migos, you getting their superstar girlfriends and significant others. You got to look at the value.
Sweetie,
Cardi, no, with this shit, if they go to another label, QC is not letting Cardi be on any of their shit. No, you can't. I'm not clear.
I don't think
Cardi's not signed to QC. She
got a
was
man
doing favors.
I think.
Right, so she was really doing them favors. That's not he can't tell her not to do songs with them.
No.
She would a record label.
But I don't even think P liked it. Like from what I've been hearing, if you want to get out your deal, it's the same thing that happened with Money Man with Cash Money. If you want to get out your deal, hey, this is how much I invested in you. This is how much I recoup. This is your number. If you bring me Migos, if you bring me $5 million, or if you bring me $10 million, get out your deal.
And think how crazy that sounds.
I'm not trying to hold you where it's
now,
no shit.
The only thing, hey, like I think I put in the group chat, is P as real as we thought? Because Migos has made him so much more money than than he invested in them.
You don't know how much he
They say P had money coming into this game, so I don't know his life like that, but that's what I hear.
You can't say that because you just said if you coming from the projects and had nothing, you had no opportunity. Remember now, anybody can. I'm not gonna say anybody can make a artist, but I didn't have to take a chance on you. That's what I'm saying. Like when you come into this thing and you don't have nothing, you looking at P and you looking at Master P, you looking at Birdman, you looking at them niggas like I'm 17, I ain't got shit. They the best thing since sliced bread. Then once you get older and you start having success, then you look at them a little different. So you can't really say the investment that P made on them is allowing you to take care of your grandmama, your sisters, your brothers, so you can't really say that the investment that he made in them, he didn't recoup more because you don't know how much he invested in them. And two, you also got to think about the emotional investment that's been put. I put you in position to take care of 30 other motherfuckers. You wouldn't have had that per se if it wasn't for me. Because there's artists out here every day who can rap, who can make music, but that's not getting signed. They didn't turn into construction workers or into regular everyday men because they didn't find a P.
Cool. Yes, for the sake of argument, you can say that. But
No, for the sake of truth, you can say that.
do you honestly think that P hasn't made 10 times as much money as he invested in them
That's normally how
from
good
them?
investments go,
It's a
though.
business.
That's how good investments work.
Right. So like don't ask me for a buyout when you put in
No, nigga,
Why not?
100,000
Why
and I
not? You
didn't
still owe
won.
me.
I'm
You
gonna
still owe me. You still owe me. You do. Yeah. I made 10 times more, but you within this contract, you still owe me, bro.
because
Hey
I'm
bro, if I
listen.
invest $1 million in somebody and they bring me back 10, all right, bro, we good.
First of all,
That's
we got
bad
to
business.
because you making up a number. I don't know how much Peace told them to bring. He just said everything is negotiable, meaning let's negotiate, let's sit down and see what y'all want to do. I think that's square. We saw what Birdman wouldn't even talk to Wayne. Remember this? This was
Yeah.
just recently. He wouldn't even talk to him. So at least Peace sitting down saying like, "Hey, we can negotiate whatever y'all want to negotiate." But yes, if I invested in you and you was $1 million that an investment and we built your brand up and now you're $300 million or $200 million. Yes, nigga, we finna negotiate on a different cost. You're not finna give me what I gave you back then after I built you up to XYZ.
Hey
I'm
man,
not saying, hold on. I'm not saying that you're gonna pay me the exact dollar value what you worth, but you're not, nigga, I'm not. If you go buy Amazon right now, you think you're gonna pay what Bezos paid when he started?
no.
Right.
But they
That's
didn't like them niggas.
Or even what
He
it's worth now.
he hit the lottery with Migos. Like they was bubbling, they would have been cool. But when
But you see that P keeps in the lottery.
what's
He
my
got
man?
another lottery right now.
What's my what? But it's because of this. What's my man that make ATL Glover?
Danny Glover.
It ain't. Is it Danny Glover?
Yeah, Danny Glover. He make ATL.
Yes,
Childish
Childish
Gambino.
Gambino. Yes, but when he said shout out Bad and Bougie on the Oscars, like that took them to that superstardom. That took them
You
to
can't
that.
make Bad and Bougie if I don't put you in the studio.
Yes,
You
but I'm
can't have
saying
that
like
beat
it was
if I don't
something
give you
that
the
that
advance to go buy that.
And you can't give Danny Glover more credit than you giving P.
no. I read an article that said what that
I remember.
song did before and after that. Like
How,
everybody, like it went pop. They was rap artists before that. That
can't get
took
right.
them from rap to pop.
How does that
And that's
song?
a whole different bag.
How does that song get to that? Who
Yes, they
paid?
made it.
Who paid for that beat?
They did.
Who is
They
they?
didn't know PQC, yes. They
Okay,
didn't know Childish Gambino was gonna go on the Oscars in front of 40 million people and
I
say,
don't
hey, y'all go listen to this song.
listen. You don't make investments. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck finna happen with this. We don't know who the fuck finna talk about this podcast tomorrow, next week, or 3 months. But that's not why we started it because we wanted to be successful or we wanted to do what we do. Like if Obama tomorrow start talking about the dumbest podcast, nigga, we didn't know that he was gonna say that. But that ain't why we started it. You started it to be successful. You don't know who gonna say it. I'm investing in the Migos because I feel like there's a talent. I'm investing in the Migos because I see the potential of a talent. I know that one day people are gonna resonate with this. I don't know who those people are gonna be, but I'm investing in them because I know that there's gonna be people that like them.
And if they have a
What if we sign a contract for 10 years for $100,000 and then we the biggest shit in the world? Now I'm like, oh man, they played me.
then
No,
they did, but then we still have to, if we want to get out of that deal, we're gonna have to go and pay for it. They ain't gonna just let us out the deal because we made them some money.
Come on, let's get out of here, man. We've been here for
One more thing. And that's like saying like P has 2 more albums with that. Like let's say I'm just gonna cut it off and not get my money off those 2 possible albums I would. That's gonna
no, I agree with you on that one. Yeah, pay me out for what? Yeah,
yeah, so yeah,
I
nigga,
agree.
we can negotiate. We can talk about it. Go ahead.
I see y'all fussing about Jay-Z this week. I caught y'all. I sat there on the back and I just observed y'all fussing about Jay-Z. And I just want all of y'all to talk. I seen y'all had some good arguments. I seen a lot of good points raised. But it was basically saying how like what was it, the early 90s or late 90s, I'm sorry. People wasn't really listening to Jay-Z at their Reasonable Doubt album. I only just say that because I saw my friends was on there arguing. Y'all was bringing up some valid points, and it felt like y'all felt the real type of way about what was being said. So y'all get a backstory on y'all argument and how y'all feel about it now.
Jay-Z is my. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I feel like For the statement as a whole, I feel like it was dumb for somebody to say that the South, to speak for the whole South, and you from middle of Alabama, but you spoke for the whole South to say the whole South wasn't listening to Jay-Z, who's Jay-Z, in the 90s. And I just thought that was crazy because during that same time where I'm from, we did listen to Jay-Z. So I just thought as a whole, it was a crazy statement.
Reasonable Doubts, I knew who Jay-Z was. Have listened to his songs before. That's my favorite artist. Is that my favorite album? No. But I knew who the fuck Jay-Z was. He was with Biggie. He was like that nigga was known. So yes, it is a dumbass statement to make. So I'm just sorry. That's just a stupid ass statement. And it was for clickbait.
Y'all don't think that like maybe that was like figure of speech? Like sometimes I'm like, man, nobody was listening to that.
No, I think the way he said it, it was law. And the way he argued for it the entire time for 900 comments, it was law.
Because the other thing that I saw that I thought that to me to his point was I told y'all when I was in Wisconsin everybody was listening to Jay-Z. When I came to Alabama, nobody was really listening to Jay-Z. It was a couple of people, man, that I know in Mobile were listening to Jay-Z. And if I don't know you, you probably was listening to Jay-Z. So don't argue to say that, man, I was listening to Jay. I believe you. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But all the people that I was around, my neighbors, the OGs around there, nobody was playing Jay-Z where I was at, where I was located, in the particular area that I was around. Nobody was talking about Jay-Z.
Then he should have clarified it like you just did.
Well, no,
because you saying listen. I mean, listen, like you've heard, even with wherever you was at.
And he didn't say where I was in Mobile. He said everybody in the South. He said the whole South. And that's what the part I was like, nah, you can't say that. Like I could get it if they weren't listening to where you were from, like you just said, in Mobile, but I'm from the South as well. And where I'm from, they were listening to it, as well as I know that people in Atlanta were listening to it, as well as sometimes we're listening to
it. And sometimes you go on vacation and you go see your cousins that might stay in New York. And then you listen to it, be like, oh, this cool. And then you bring it back to the South and start listening to it and put your friends on it.
Mm-hmm. And then you one of the one people that listen to it that everybody ain't listening to it.
Okay, but like who did say you can't generalize anybody. You can't say, oh, nobody in the South was listening to this.
And I'm not gonna argue for him. He gotta do his own position. But that's why
he argued his position. Nobody in the South was listening.
Wednesday. Don't forget, man, Wednesday, July the 29th, the Dummies podcast has a battle of our own. Make sure you tune in. It's going to be at 8 o'clock. We're going to get started. We'll probably get started around 8:30, but 8 o'clock, have your ass in there because we're going to start setting it up. It's going to be Can't Get Right is Outcast. Todd is 8Ball and MJG, and I'm UGK. It's gonna be It's gonna be at 8 p.m. sharp. Make sure you're in there. We're gonna have a Zoom link available for everybody. You can either get it from off our profile, or we can send it out directly to you if you ask for it. We did this last week. It was about it was a few people in that bitch. We did pretty decent. But this time we're gonna bring more people. Come on in, have a good time, man. Bring your drinks. We're gonna have a good time. Make sure y'all come in. You dig? Roy Jones Jr. versus Mike Tyson.
He ain't gonna be on the floor.
The battle of the old heads, man, is set to pop off on September the 12th. You're gonna have 54-year-old Mike Tyson versus 51-year-old Roy Jones Jr. I might be wrong on the ages, so fact check.
I think that's right.
Both of them old as shit.
Yeah, but I don't know if y'all saw that this week and what's y'all thoughts. Who y'all favorites? Who y'all think gonna win?
I'm not fighting neither, but I'm definitely not taking the Tyson punch. After looking at the videos, I'm willing to take a Roy Jones punch. Tyson punch,
like rare form.
Man, I'm a boxing fan. You know, stock Roy Jones from Pensacola. We kind of like that's 45 minutes away. I don't want to see it. I think Roy Jones might get injured.
And I want to see it.
Well, somebody said that, and that's been a big debate too, because somebody else said that they was wearing headgear.
I hope they do.
Glorified sparring match?
Hey.
That bitch better be $20. Don't charge me no $70 for that.
Tyson, I don't know how much sparring you talking about.
I hope they do wear headgear at this age. Like Tyson got a podcast that he's successful in. I don't know what Roy Jones doing. Roy Jones is a lot
He got
heavier.
fight like 2 years ago.
Roy Jones is a lot heavier, and his last, well, both of their last fights
Oh,
was
heavyweight.
trash. But Roy Jones can't fight at that. Like he was quickness.
He fought
Tyson still
heavyweight,
got that power. It looked like.
It's a couple things that I feel like offset it, and it's just weird to pick. I can't wait to watch it to see what happened. I hope the best safety for all of them. But one, Mike Tyson right now looks electrifying. Like just the way he looks in training and stuff, he looks like rare form old Tyson. But you have to remember Tyson ain't won a fight since
20 years.
years and years ago. Ain't fought a fight since 2004 or some shit like that. Now, Roy Jones Jr. just fought 2 years ago and has been fighting and was fighting fighters in their prime. So you can argue to Roy Jones that like, hey, I'm in better shape. I've been fighting just recently. So I'm interested to see it. All in all, these are two legends, man. Mike Tyson and Roy Jones. I mean, what he did for the sport, the way he made it look. I can't wait to see it.
Basketball?
They back.
Basketball's back. It's back. They got scrimmages going on. They got niggas leaving the bubble, going to strip club. All kind of shit.
That nigga,
Yeah.
hey, did you see him say that all his teammates know his favorite restaurant? I guess he was trying to say Magic City, the wings or something in Magic City is his favorite restaurant.
This nigga left the bubble and went to the strip club. What the fuck is going on, Lou Williams? Family emergency, nigga went to the strip club.
That sounds about
I
right.
get you know what I'm saying. I done heard them wings pretty good. Though.
The strip club is pretty good.
Are you going? So what has to happen now? Does he have to sit out for some time? I'm sure he can't come back.
Probably
He had to do like 10 days, don't it?
Probably or some form of it.
That shit.
I
I think once you leave the bubble, once you leave the bubble, you got to sit out 10 days no matter what. So why not go to Magic City?
Yeah, might as well. I was never eating a strip club person. I don't know.
I never
Just ass and wings just never just went together for me.
You know that smacking shit.
And then you ain't got no Lysol or nothing. And then you want to eat the chicken with.
They got ass sweat and lemon pepper.
Yeah, man. I'm okay.
Oh man.
Nigga touching that dirty ass money. Nigga ain't got big mustard hand on his lemon pepper wing.
Touching that dirty ass.
Dirty ass.
Speaking of NBA, LeBron James keeps LeBron Jameson.
Mm-hmm.
LeBron James is helping Florida ex-cons pay the fee so they can vote. I don't know if y'all saw that, but I want to give a huge shout out there, make sure he get what he needs. A huge shout out to Bron, man. We talk about Bron over and over and over and over and over on this platform, and it's because he deserves it, and he keeps doing things to make him be in this position. We're not just talking about basketball shit. Whether you got him to go or not, you can't take away from what it is, his humanitarian effort that Bron keeps putting in. But basically, his campaign is partnering with Florida Voting Rights Group to help formerly incarcerated prisoners pay their fine and levies that were due against them from going to prison. Because Florida passed a little vote. If y'all don't remember, we did a story here where Florida passed a vote to allow ex-cons to be able to vote, but they have to be able to pay back their fines and due. So Bron is teaming up to partner to help pay a lot of the fines and things back so they can get their voting rights.
That's super dope. Combat the dirty, because y'all gave the people the right to vote, then came up with some other shit saying they got to pay all this money that you knew they couldn't pay just to get them out of voting. Shouts out to Bron for coming up with a way to help people vote. Because most times you know where they're voting and what direction that's going in, which is why we know that's why they came up with that whole pay your money, pay your fines, and all the vote shit.
LeBron is the hands down the best athlete human being that it is. Just this
Hard to argue that.
Like we just see it from the school to before that, like how much he gives to the community. It's just amazing the shit that he continues to do. Like, and then but people do it different. Like I always have to show people, like, people still think Michael Jordan builds prisons. Like, no, that's a white man. And he gives back. He does. He just does it in a different way. Like, and the way LeBron does it isn't wrong. I'm one of the people like, hey, I don't want the recognition for it, but it's dope that he does it and to show other people, hey, y'all, let's do the shit too. So
Well, do you think that? Do you think it's wanting the recognition, or you think that he's like, I'm LeBron James, I'm doing all of this for people. Maybe this will help other people.
No, I wouldn't say. I don't know if he does it for the recognition or not. But the shit that he does is so big.
You can't help but recognize it.
Yeah, you can't hide it. Like the nigga built the school, you can't hide building the whole school. Like he'll make a press conference. I've never seen him, like say what he's doing.
Other than going to Miami,
Yeah,
taking my talents to South Beach.
I mean that was.
Gave him some charity.
But talking about one of his teammates, he came out. Dwayne Wade came out and talked about what's the buddy name? The guy that's going to Howard, McCure Makers, going to Howard University. He was saying that, we are that he was like, that's dope, but we need to do a better job of pulling up our HBCUs from the dirt. He was basically saying playing in a $1,700 person gym could hurt him, and he was saying if bigger schools don't put Howard on the schedule, then he's not going to be seen and could hurt his draft picks. What y'all feel about that?
I doubt it. I think that if he's the number one overall pick, that the scouts know. I mean, the number one overall recruit, scouts know that, and they know why he's making this statement to go to Howard. So they're going to go and get him no matter where he is.
And Buddy said, he kind of said to your point, he was like, well, it didn't hurt Kobe, it didn't hurt LeBron. They playing in high school gyms.
Right, and it didn't hurt a lot of these people from foreign countries who we had no clue who they were.
He brought up Ja Morant from Murray State or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I do agree that I hope this gets them better facilities, gets them airtime. Like, no, ESPN needs to go to Howard.
The only thing
I think that even if they're in a 1,700-foot gym or seated gym, I think it's more than that. But even if it is that, I think that they're going to find those broadcasts, and those broadcasts going to get. We live in an internet age, so if a nigga comes in and he yams it on somebody's head so hard with 40 points, we're going to see it.
And I think we've seen that ESPN can change at the drop of a hat. If you're a team, like just take UAB for example. UAB started 5-6-0. They're going to find the rest of their games are going to start getting more televised because they're garnishing that attention. They got a player that was under the radar that's catching 150 yards per game as a receiver or something like that. They're going to start getting more attention and garnishing more attention. So if you have somebody like Maker go to this school, you deserve to put some more of them games on TV to be seen. As far as the 1,700-seat gym, like Hoop said, I don't really think that that's the size of the gym any goddamn way. Some of these gyms are nice-sized facilities. The only thing that I see them saying is consistently, how are they looking against more, like, you go to Duke or those Kansas, Kentucky's, you have the opportunity to play more so against people who were already top picks and stuff like that, or who are already being seen. So how you look against higher competition. But like back to Hoop point, if you was number one coming out of high school and you go here for a year just to, because you got to go to college, then I don't think that it changes too much.
Doing this, basically, is this like taking a year off because they're not playing top talent?
I don't think so, because you're still working.
He's playing against one stars.
It's your fault.
I mean, think about it like this. Think about who we saw as this number one pick in high school. He was dunking on him. He was like, look at his competition. But then he got the Duke. It was dunking all over his competition.
That's what I'm saying. He did it. Only one of us thought he wasn't going to be a star.
But I think that basketball is one of those sports that you can see the talent.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like competition, competition matters, and we want to see you going up against the best of the best. Right?
I think
you could windmill 360 from the free throw line. You could do that at any.
I think it's harder.
And if you hitting it a 35-foot jump shot, you can hit that.
And it's harder to make it to the professional leagues from basketball. But like Hoop said, if you a star in basketball and you're that one player, you can stick out a lot better than that one star player in football. But we'll see what happens. Last sports thing, we was talking about what we seen. I don't know if y'all saw this, but I actually watched that documentary, A Kid from Coney Island, the Stephon Marbury doc. Did y'all see that?
I watched it.
That was pretty dope.
Top of my list.
It was some shit that, like, I had forgot. I had forgot about some of that stuff. But what was crazy was just to see the kids that the class of New York players that he was with. from Lopez to Skip to God Sham God, like all these like that he was in the class with. It was like, oh shit, these were some hoopers.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that doc was dope, and just to see how big he was once he left the NBA and even went to China. You know what I'm saying? Like Marbury had some real game. He just had some, off the court issues that they
Yeah, I
had.
went crazy and China started eating Vaseline and shit.
Man, we stop talking about that man.
No, I was not. That nigga ate Vaseline food. that's the memory in my head. Eating Vaseline. But it's
I had
definitely something I
forgot
like.
about some of that shit. Who? So when
I'm
I watched
definitely
the
like
doc,
it.
when they saw him in Vaseline, I'm like, "Fuck is this nigga doing?"
Right.
And I remembered that was some of the crazy shit he was on a rampage doing.
Mm-hmm. But I'm gonna check it out. I got a lot of shit to go catch up on, which I love because I was running out of shit to watch. So I got a lot
So
of
you haven't seen that one yet?
I ain't
Oh,
watched.
it's pretty.
It's been at the top of my list for forever, but I ain't watched.
Oh yeah, you got to watch it. It was dope. It was like Kevin Garnett being high school friends,
They was friends and sleeping at his house.
and like the Lopez guy. His story is crazy. I forgot what I watched his story on besides this, but he was like the Puerto
What
Rican
Lopez?
LeBron.
What Lopez?
Some guy out of high school.
You know him, Felipe Lopez.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Felipe
yeah, okay,
Lopez.
yeah.
Like they had the flags going. His shit was sold out. They had to move to different. He was supposed to be like the next person. I forgot what happened to him, but it didn't end
He
well.
went to St. John's, I want to say. He was the deal at St. John, Felipe
Yeah,
Lopez.
he was. Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he made it to the NBA
Yeah,
or
he made it.
He made it. He didn't stay long, but he got
yeah.
there.
But it was just dope and like Sham God, like them beefing for who the best. Whatchamacallit went to a public school when everybody else was going to private schools at the time. Marbury. And then his shoes was a good idea, but nobody wants $20 shoes.
Shaqs.
Then he was part of, you got to remember, Marbury was part of that 96 NBA class, which is
Best
arguably the
class.
best class ever to come
No,
out.
I wouldn't say you
With
can't argue.
Kobe and AI. I'm always say arguably because niggas, somebody gonna argue with you, goddammit. That's all. You know what I'm saying? So with all them niggas that was in that class, Iverson, Marbury, all them different characters. I think Garnett. It was a lot of people in there.
Yeah, Kobe. That class was tough.
Moving on into the dummy of the week.
Dummy.
Dumbass, stupid ass dummy.
Being dumb always catches back up with you.
All the time. Doja Cat. I see people talk about her a lot. I'm gonna be honest. I don't really be even knowing who the fuck she is, but I
I'm
know.
surprised she made this pod.
All right.
But she basically contracted COVID-19 months after she clowned the virus. Basically, she said, "If I get corona, I'm gonna drink a corona." She basically called it a common flu. Said that it wasn't really shit, and who cares about it? She gonna do what the fuck she want to do. She not worried about COVID. Only to come out on an interview and basically said that she was super concerned after she contracted COVID, that she had 4 to 5 days of severe conditions and severe symptoms that had her very, very worried. So I just, for people who think that COVID is a joke or think that this shit is a game or something to play with, we lost a classmate, this week back in Mobile, man. Rest in peace to them, man, for COVID, man. This shit is real. And for her to just sit there and clown it, talk about how it wasn't really a big deal and how she wasn't really concerned or worried about it, and then turn around and contract it. That's why she's our dummy of the week.
Dummy.
Did y'all see this story? What she said about it?
You told me about it, and I looked it up briefly. I didn't want to spend too much time on somebody that's this dumb. But
you get a dummy the credit that they're being dumb for.
You stupid fucker. Like, the fuck is wrong with you?
And I hate that it has to get to that point that you have to be stupid and then realize how stupid you are by contracting the shit that you just thought was a joke to realize that it's not a joke. And that's why
like
I'm
these
glad.
governors getting it. Like, I don't want to see anyone get it. Don't get me wrong. I hope the shit goes away. But when these governors are like, don't wear a mask, and then your stupid ass get it, and now you want sympathy.
That'd be the crazy thing, fool.
Fuck on.
That's why that's so crazy to me, fool. You so against wearing a mask. Like, why? Wearing a mask hurts nobody at all. Why are you so against it? Like, even if you do think that the disease is fake, why are you against wearing a mask?
Yeah. America has too many rights, and some people in America has been afforded the freedom to basically do whatever the fuck they want to do, and they don't want it taken away.
That's why I'm sometimes glad I'm on the side that I'm on, as far as like DJ said yesterday, COVID got y'all niggas shook. Yeah, I'm glad I'm on the side of it having me shook. Because I don't want to have to catch it in order to find out I need to be shook.
Right.
Agree. Yep. Well, for that, Doja Cat, you are the dummy of the week.
Dumb cat of the week. Dumb
Stupid
cat.
ass dummy. Other than that, man, any other news or information that we had to ask?
News and information. Then we started off having no news to 2 hours of news.
Cause we had some good conversations. Y'all boys get into some good conversations. Y'all some conversationalists. Wednesday, don't forget Zoom link, man. We doing it. UGK versus 8 Ball MJG versus Outcast, man. Come in, have a good time, man. It's all in fun. Pull up, roll up, whatever you gonna roll up. Come in and shoot the shit with the Dumbest podcast, man. Anything else y'all boy want to add?
Nope.
All right. Well, with that, we'll be back next week like we never left. Because like we say every week, we never leave. You dig?
Dummy.
The way it goes.